a giant up, now here I come. I ain't going nowhere, so you better run. I'm a giant, and I never fall. The biggest in the game, I want it all. I'm a giant, like a riot. I'm defiant, more power than a tyrant. I'm a giant, the biggest in the game. I'm a giant, I'm defiant, more power than a tyrant. And I never fall, no, and I want it all.
You are looking at Dragon Stadium in Southlake, where the Carroll Dragons are set to begin the 2024 season against the Midland Bulldogs. A beautiful 90-degree summer night in late August here as you get a look at the Carroll offense warming up on the field as we welcome you in to the Carroll Dragon pregame show presented by Kim Bedwell Real Estate. Alongside Robert Clayton, Chris Blake with you again for the 2024 season. We're excited to be back for his second year calling Dragon games together.
Oh, absolutely, Chris. You know, last year was a pretty incredible experience. I felt just like as the Carroll team developed, we did too. We ended the season nearly making it to the state championship. It was so exciting. Chris, I can tell you what, I'm really looking forward to the 2024 Carroll Dragons.
Well, the Dragons coming off a 13-2 season a year ago that saw the offense score at a record-setting pace, a senior-laden defense round into form as the season went on, and a team as a whole that played into the month of December. That offense that set all those records, though, a lot of them are gone. Off to play in college, quarterback Graham Knowles and left tackle Harrison Moore are at Georgia Tech. Clayton Wayland, a receiver, is at SFA, and center Drew Cunningham is at Charlotte. So part of our job as we move through the next several hours tonight will be to introduce you to some of the players we'll get to know over the next several months. And we're going to start at quarterback, proverbially under center, because, face it, being the quarterback of the Carroll Dragons is a big deal. We saw a little bit of Angelo Renda last year, including a 66-14 win over Haltom City. But tonight, Robert, he takes his star turn.
One word, Chris, excited. Graham Knowles had an incredible year last year and provided great leadership. And as you said, he's now playing for Georgia Tech. Huge win last week versus FSU. Congrats to Graham and Harrison Moore. But let's talk Angelo Renda. Chris, the junior is a true dual-threat quarterback. Renda runs about a 4.47 in the 40, standing about 6 foot, 180 pounds. He excels in both the short and intermediate passing game, and he can drop dimes over the safeties. Chris, he recently was offered by SMU. He has a wealth of experience. You know, Chris, he actually grew up in the Dragon Youth Football program. He's no stranger to the spread offense. The baton, so to speak, has been handed to this young man. He's going to be great.
Well, his head coach has a few goals every year, and the first one of those is to win a district title. We're not in district play yet, but that is something that did not happen for the Dragons a season ago, and it was the first time in Dodge's tenure that has not happened. After that regular season loss to Byron Nelson, which they avenged in the playoffs, as we get a look here at Renda's game against Haltom City last season when he started in place of Graham Knowles, who missed one game
Gets
with
it
an
to Whalen
injury.
inside the 30, found the soft spot in the zone.
There to get Whalen, who we talked about
Renda comes short, will
going
take a
on
deep
to play
shot.
at the
Boyd's
next
wide
level.
open inside the
Touchdown
10.
to Brock Boyd,
Touchdown.
who will be one of the star players we expect on this year's team. But as far as that district title is concerned, not getting to it for the first time last year, how does that motivate this group going into 2024?
Chris, I'd probably say it's more than anything, it's unfinished business of sorts. The 3 goals gives a process to the plan that leads to the dream of a state championship. Coach Dodge is a process guy. The number 1 goal is district championship. Then let the rest fall into place.
Well, all of this district title stuff that we're talking about starts in the trenches. And we'll see a lot of new faces on both sides of the ball up front for the Dragons. The offensive line features 4 new starters, all of them underclassmen. And while the defensive line does return to all-district performer Austin Davidge, there will be 3 other starters looking to make a name for themselves.
Well, Chris, you're getting me way too excited right now. We get to talk line play. I just light up. But, it's hard to replace the guys like Drew Cunningham, Harrison Moore, Jonathan McLaughlin, Dustin Mark, and Scarborough, all of which are playing at the next level. But, Chris, it's all about the trenches. Being an ex-lineman, the game is won up front. We have 4 new starters on the offensive line. It's revamped with some youth, led by senior stud and captain Trent Wilson. He's headed to James Madison University. On the flip side, all-district team captain Austin Davidge. Davidge probably has the quickest first step in DFW. But we welcome a familiar face to the D-line, Jack Van Dorsler, the Tennessee commit. He'll be starting out at defensive end. It should be a huge addition to that Dragon defense.
Well, we have a lot to get to tonight on the Kim Bedwell Real Estate Carroll Dragons pregame show. We'll talk about some of the new teams in District 4-6A, bring you the starting lineups for both sides, and hear from Dragons head coach Riley Dodge. But first, we break down both sides of the ball for each team. That's next as we count you down to kickoff on the Dragons Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso-craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come, see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown. Hello.
Welcome back to the Carroll Dragon pregame show presented by Kim Bedwell Real Estate. Dragons hosting the Midland Bulldogs to start the 2024 season. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton with you from Dragon Stadium in Southlake. And Robert, let's talk about this Carroll offense here as we get started. We just touched on Angelo Renda at quarterback, but he'll be joined by one of the best running back tandems in the state in senior Riley Wormley and junior Davis Penn. We saw them split time in the backfield a year ago. What do you expect for year 2 for this pair?
Last year we joked about naming the backfield Thunder and Lightning or the two-headed dragon. But like you mentioned, Chris, it is clear that this is the best tandem in Texas, maybe even the country. You know, you have Riley Wormley, a senior headed USC, runs a 4.45 in the 40. He excels in the speed and agility. On the flip side, you have Davis Penn, a junior committed to Baylor. Had an impressive 1,700 yards and 30 TDs last year. With his exceptional vision and breakaway speed, he is a top-tier talent. He's actually following in the footsteps of his older brother Addison, who's a offensive lineman for Penn State.
And out wide, you've got a receiving group that includes one returner in TCU commit Brock Boyd, a junior. He posted more than 700 receiving yards a year ago, but the other 3 wideouts will be new in the starting lineups for the Dragons, though one last name might sound a little bit familiar.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, there is a Boyd legacy at receiver. It's pretty incredible. And you have Brock Boyd, 6'3", runs about a 4.5 in the 40, 825 yards receiving last year, 7 TDs, like you said, committed to TCU. But this is a strong group. It features Knowles, a 6'6" sophomore who's going to have big plays, and he's going to be that red zone type receiver. And he's the younger brother of former Dragon quarterback Graham Knowles. Then you have Luke Jacquemart. He is a speedy slot receiver that you get to him the ball in open space. He is the fastest guy on the Dragons, running a low 4.4. You have Christian Glenn, a talented, instinctive playmaker with NFL pedigree. He's the son of the late Terry Glenn. Then you have some youngsters. You have Blake Gunter, a versatile sophomore who will contribute both as an H-back. And you'll see him a lot in motion within the Dragon offense. Then you have Caden Mackey, a multi-sport sophomore. He's got excellent vision. You get him the ball, he gets upfield and he gets vertical. He's worked a tremendous amount of time on blocking in the offseason, and it doesn't hurt when his mother played volleyball at Baylor as well.
Now, before we go to the next part, I want you to remember that we do have to be done with the pregame show before kickoff starts. But we're going to talk offensive line. So this is a young group. It's got one returning starter, plenty of youth, including out wide, which is something you don't always see at the 6A level.
Well, the big guys, Chris, let's talk about them. You know, led by Trent Wilson, he's all-world left guard, team captain. He is the strongest football player in Southlake Carroll history, benching 400 pounds, over a 550-pound squat, 330-pound power clean. Stats galore, committed to James Madison. Chris, I won't be surprised if we actually see him play on Sunday someday. The next is his little brother. They call it the blind side. Okay, his little brother, Luke Wilson. He's a little big brother, should I say. He's 6'6", 270 pounds. He's got great size and great football IQ. You have another sophomore flanking on the right side, which is Trishan Dare. He's 6'4", 275. You know, not only is he an excellent football player, but he's academically a strong student. He's musically gifted. He already holds an offer from Wisconsin. On the right guard spot, you have Nathan Domraki. I tell you what, his toughness and versatility, Chris, allows him to play both guard and tackle if needed. And then center, you have the field general, Kerry Clayton. He has a long pedigree of family history, and yes, he is my nephew, but he provides key leadership and execution. He's like the quarterback on that line.
And then when it comes to play calling, we also have a change on the offensive side. Chris Smith, the offensive coordinator, longtime offensive coordinator for the Dragons, is gone. He's off to Birdville High School as the head coach. And in at play caller is Victor Gill.
Well, you can't replace someone like Chris Smith. He's one of the best in the state, and he's going to make Birdville a perennial playoff contender, I'll tell you that. But enter Victor Gill, an outstanding hire who brings college-level experience to the high school coaching level. A former North Texas player, Victor is a fan favorite or a player favorite in the locker room. The guys genuinely love playing for him. You know, one thing about Victor is he's going to stick with the core zone scheme. Coach Gill will sprinkle a little bit of gap scheme, emphasizing pulling, getting downhill, introducing some counter to the offense. Chris, I'm genuinely excited to see how his play calling unfolds this season.
That's a quick snapshot of what to expect offensively for the Dragons this season. When we come back, we'll take a look at the other side of the ball, introduce you to some of the newcomers on defense, also a couple of returners to tell you about as well. That's as the Dragons get ready to host the Midland Bulldogs in the 2024 opener. Carroll Dragon pregame show presented by Kim Bedwell Real Estate continues next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified trained dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy, with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons!
Hey Dragon fans, it's Tommy Pennington here with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Do you think you need to do improvements to sell your home? Start planning today. Inquire about our Compass Concierge program. It's the hottest program in real estate where our broker will pay for the improvements at zero cost to you. Call us today at 817-416-9000 or check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon fans to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com. Southlake Dermatology offers
beautiful late August Friday night in Southlake as Carroll gets set to host Midland for the first game of the 2024 season as we continue on the Kim Bedwell Real Estate Dragon pregame show. And if you're just joining us, we just introduced you to the Dragon offense. Don't worry, there will be plenty of time to get to know those guys over the next few hours or so. But let's switch to the defensive side of the ball. And Robert, this is a group that has a lot of newcomers, a lot of new starters, I should say. So with a group that hasn't played a ton of first half minutes at the varsity level, what do you look for from a new group like this?
Well, number one, Chris, you have to keep it simple. Let's not try to make it harder than it is. 3 key points here. Number one, flight of the ball. How many helmets are we seeing surround the ball carrier or the receiver at any given play? Number two, who's going to ride the ship when the seas are stormy? Who's going to lead? We have to have a leader emerge on this group. And tonight's going to be a good test because you're going to see an offense tonight, we'll get in a little bit later, that the Dragons don't see very much. Number three, let's stop the run. Part of tonight is going to test that front seven and see how well they can adjust, and almost a baptism by fire.
Well, there is one headline that really jumps out when you look at this defense, and that is because a tight end who is committed to Tennessee is playing defensive end tonight for the Carroll Dragons. So how has Jack Van Dorsler looked and this transition over the summer?
Well, number one, Jack Van Dorsler is simply an exceptional football player and athlete, okay? He's the type of guy FBS schools covet. They don't often get. I'm thoroughly impressed with his performance at defensive end so far, especially during practice and in the scrimmages. I think by mid-season, you're going to start seeing glimpses of a player like Dustin Mark that rings a bell on the field again. His potential's off the charts. You know, he brings to mind a former rival of mine in college, Matt and Aaron Schobel of TCU. Jack's ability to leverage his length and pass rush, cover extensive ground on the edge, makes him a game changer. Opponents are going to have to game plan and keep a close eye on him.
We are never going to limit the TCU references on this broadcast, so
that'll be the last one, Chris.
Okay.
That'll be the last one for me.
Brock Boyd plays for the Dragons, so you know. But also on the defensive line, you've got a returning all-district player in Austin Davidge, and as a new group of defensive linemen work to get into the mix, Lee Munn will certainly look to him to anchor that group.
Chris, I'll say this. I'll shout it as loud as I can. He's got the quickest first step in the West, belongs to Davidge. He's just a playmaker. He's known for his relentless motor, consistently leaves everything on the field after every game. He has an impressive arsenal of moves that help him create separation from offensive linemen. He's a returning first-team all-district player. He's been honing his skills, all off-season, private coaching through the spring and summer. His hard work is clearly paying off. And as a team captain, he's the kind of player you want leading the charge in the battle. He's setting high expectations for his teammates. For the Dragons defense to truly exceed, Davidge will need to be a disruptive force for opposing offenses.
Now, we've spent a lot of time so far tonight talking about both sides of the ball. For Carroll and, first game of the year, there's a lot of new things to talk about. But something from Midland we have to talk about that will affect this defense is this is a team that runs the triple option, an offense rarely seen in the 21st century. So what are the challenges to defending that threat on the ground?
The last time I really seen the option played, Chris, was probably back in the late 90s when I was playing PlayStation and looking at the old Nebraska teams. But I tell you what, it is still out there, and it presides a lot in West Texas. It is kind of a shiny artifact you might stumble upon, but you can spend endless hours trying to decode it. Sometimes the best approach is just accept it for what it is. Recognize that you won't be able to completely shut it down. This will be a training ground for weeks to come, like teams like Trinity that execute, at a high level in the run game. We might see a combined total of 10 passes by Midland tonight. And so understanding clock management, pitch keys, and really, facing an aggressive north and south offensive line is going to be crucial.
And you and I talked to Midland coach Thad Fortune during the week, and one of my favorite lines from the conversations was, I think he said something along the lines of, the option, you don't choose the option, it chooses you.
Right.
Just kind of saying that, it became something he picked up years ago in his coaching journey, and he's stuck with it.
Well, it is. And I'll tell you what, Carroll Dragons are not too far off from remembering the days of the 80s and the early 90s when they line up in the wishbone and tremendous option quarterbacks then. It's just something that you don't see a lot, Chris. But I tell you what, it's a great test for the Dragons. They're going to see it with Trinity coming up, and then usually the first or second round, they're going to play one of these teams out of West as well. So,
well, you're watching the Kim Bedwell Real Estate pregame show as we get you set for the season opener between Carroll and Midland. Coming up next, we will hear from Dragons head coach Riley Dodge on the Dragons Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all three major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
This is Pastors John and Todd from White's Chapel in Southlake. White's Chapel is a church where it's all about Jesus. We're a place where real people make genuine connections, where it's okay not to be okay.
We're a church where grace is a lifestyle and where everyone has a place, from the lifelong believer to the unchurched or de-churched. We're here for you, and we'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
We continue to get you ready for the season opener between Carroll and Midland. Chris Blake joined by head coach Riley Dodge on the Kim Bedwell Real Estate pregame show. And Coach, it's time for football again. But first of all, how was spring? How was summer for you guys?
Yeah, it was great. Just going back to January, our off-season program, and transitioning out of that to spring ball in the summertime with a performance course and then fall camps. So, it's just been a building process from January to where we're at now. Very proud of the work our kids have put in. Believe we got the right questions answered throughout fall camp and in spring ball. And we're ready to go. We're very excited.
You had a pretty experienced group last year, so a lot of new faces to talk about. We obviously can't get to all of them in a 5-minute pregame conversation, but let's start near the top. You have a new offensive coordinator in place after Chris Smith left to become the head coach at Birdville High School, and that is your offensive line coach, Victor Gill. What's the relationship like with him, and why was he the right choice?
Yeah, me and Victor go way back. We played together at University of North Texas. We both spent time in college. Never worked together, but we worked on the same staff. So I was at Texas. Then when I left Texas, Victor came in, was there for several years, and then went to South Florida, was a coordinator at the D2 level. So he has a ton of experience under his belt, calling plays, not just run game, but pass game as well. And you're always thinking about, lost a really good one in Chris Smith, but you're always thinking about, what's the next move. And just very happy that Victor joined the gang.
And of course, the high-profile change at quarterback, being under center at Carroll High School, comes with a lot of attention, as you know, and Angelo Renda, the junior, will wear that mantle this season. What are your expectations for him in 2024?
Yeah, just, for him is just to manage those expectations and for him just to do his job, is be the point guard for us. He brings a different dynamic for us offensively with his athleticism. But a kid that's been in our system, he's been in our system since I took the job 7 years ago. So he really understands it. The answers to the tests going into this week. I'm excited to see him have the keys full time. He played a little bit last year, started one game and did a great job in that game versus Haltom last year and filling in for Graham. But he's had a great offseason, has a really good spring and fall and been really efficient. I'm excited to introduce him to Dragon Nation.
And he's part of a junior class that people have been looking forward to watching for a long time. That includes Brock Boyd and Davis Penn and several others. So how excited are you to finally have this group as your primary group of starters at the varsity level?
Yeah, it's a talented group. I think that Dragon Nation. I've seen this group grow each and every year, and they're all with us now. It's a talented group. It's a group that's a mature group as well as juniors. But we're still led by a good crop of seniors as well. So it's a good mix of some veterans and some youth. It's the guys that are getting their first start this evening. But I'm very excited, and where we're headed as a program.
A couple of those seniors on the defensive line, and Austin Davidge, a returner, first team All-District a year ago. But the headline on that defensive line happens to come from a guy moving over from offense as you move Jack Van Dorsler from tight end to defensive end to start the year. Talk a little bit about Davidge as well, but what was also the motivating factor in moving Van Dorsler to the defensive side?
Yeah, Austin, was voted as the team captain going into this year by his teammates. Had a great offseason. He's kind of our vocal guy on defense. Brings the energy to the room. Excited about what he did last year as a junior, and he continued to get more reps as the season progressed. He's going to be a huge cog of our success defensively. And yeah, and the move for Jack, that was a tough move for me to make. Personally, being an offensive guy, losing a huge piece of what we do offensively, and he's going to play tight end at the next level, and he's elite at that. I just felt like where we're at right now as a program and defensively, we had one missing piece, and that was Jack. So we decided to move Jack to defensive end. Throughout the season, you'll see him wear a couple different hats, offensively and defensively, trying to let him get his feet wet a little bit on the defense side of the ball, get his bearings straight, allow him to spend more time on the defense side of the ball. But he'll do a little tight end throughout the season. But from what I've seen, and in really a week and a half, and him trying to figure out D-line play, my man can run and get to the football, so we're excited.
And finally, you guys face a Midland team tonight that runs the triple option, which can be a challenge at any level for defenses that don't see it on a regular basis. So what are the challenges in defending that? And does it help a little bit that it's the first game of the season and you had a little bit more time?
Yeah, I don't know. We've done this before in 18 and 19. When I first got the job here, we put Odessa Permian, and that actually was the offensive coordinator for me at the time. So we've done this before. Makes you a little nervous with the young group, and the first offense that they're seeing is a triple option. It's like learning a new language in a week. Obviously, we've had time to prepare for it, but until you go against an offense like this and the bullets are flying, you really don't know. And so we have to be disciplined tonight. We have to do our jobs. We have to stay in our gaps. But I'm excited about this unit as a whole and the challenge that they have in front of them. But when I was scheduled non-district, we had it kind of already filled, and we had some people drop us late. And I was looking around, and in Midland needed a week 1 game, and me and Coach decided to hook up and do this for the next 2 years. And after I made that decision, I was like, man, we're going to go get the triple option week 1. So, we'll see what type of good decision I made after around 10 o'clock.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for the time, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Carroll ready for its season opener against the Midland Bulldogs as the Dragons get set to come out of the tunnel. And Robert, after a summer of workouts and fall practice, what is this feeling like when you finally get to hit the field against an opponent?
Well, number one, you're done with hitting each other, so you have a sigh of relief. But this is what they've worked for all spring, starting since last January. The grind in the off season, the hot workouts in the summer, fall camp. This is what it's all about tonight, Chris.
The Dragons looking to continue the success they've had under head coach Riley Dodge. In 6 years, the Dragons 78-8 under Coach Dodge as they make their way out of the Dragon Head and onto the field for the first time in 2024 to open up against the Midland Bulldogs.
It's an exciting time. You've seen some of these guys run through this sign. They've done it here on the youth levels, dreaming about this moment of being a Dragon on varsity. What an incredible moment for some of these kids.
Well, as Carroll takes the field and the Bulldogs follow as such, we will step aside. When we return, we will have the starting lineups and the opening kickoff. You've been watching the Kim Bedwell Real Estate pregame show on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey Dragon fans, Tommy Pennington here. Like the Carroll Dragons, my team understands it takes great fans to be a winner. I want to personally thank all of our Tommy Pennington Realty Group fans for their loyalty and ongoing support. It's because of you we continue to support our Dragon organizations every year. Please remember we love helping Dragon families with all of their real estate needs. I'm here to give you the best advice and to help you anytime. My Dragon fans would tell you,
Call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
This is Dr. Mark Greenberg, team physician for the Carroll Dragons. All-Star Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine providers of Dragon Athletics. Our 8 board-certified orthopedic specialists offer surgical as well as non-surgical treatments for a full range of orthopedic injuries and conditions, with on-site imaging and physical therapy, along with best-in-class outpatient and inpatient surgical facilities. You can trust that we will be there with you every step of the way. Let us get you back in the game.
I'm Mike Mills,
Are you considering buying or selling your home in
investment
Southlake?
firm
I'm Kim
focused on
Bedwell
helping
with Briggs
business
Freeman
leaders make
Sotheby's
wise
International
decisions.
Realty. Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
The 2024 season, and now we pause for the national anthem here at Dragon Stadium.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we'd watch, we're so gallantly streaming.
Side gets away from a defender across the 5. Touchdown Dragons.
This week's Dragon football broadcast is brought to you by White's Chapel United Methodist Church, Feed Store Barbecue, Kim Bedwell, Briggs Freeman Sotheby, Godwin Bowman PC, The Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, Tommy Pennington Realty Group, Macero, All-Star Orthopedics, Clayton and Clayton Real Estate, First Autoplex, Southlake Dermatology, CLC Roofing, Patriot Mobile, AC Pros, and Mills Wealth Advisors.
Hey Dragon fans, welcome to the Carroll Dragon pregame show, sponsored by Kim Bedwell Real Estate. Now here's your hosts, Chris Blake and Robert Clayton.
Midland Bulldogs tonight at Dragon Stadium in Southlake. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton here up in the broadcast booth tonight. And Robert, before the opening kick, let's go ahead and get your keys to the game.
Number one, we've got to get Renda in a rhythm. Coming off his second start ever in his career, got to get him going. Number two, force Midland into 3rd and long. They're not going to throw a lot. That's not their forte. Number three, and the one I love the most, dominate the line of scrimmage.
So we'll keep an eye on those things. Maybe we revisit them at halftime, see how the Dragons do over the first 24 minutes of game time as far as what Robert has decided needs to happen tonight.
Absolutely.
But the Dragons won the toss and elected to receive. They will be moving from left to right in front of us. That is east to west. If you're not familiar with the way Dragon Stadium is situated here in Southlake, it is Riley Wormley and Luke Jacquemart back to receive the opening kick of the season for the Dragons and to kick it away for Midland. And here we go. It'll be Jacquemart having it go through his hands and out the back of the end zone.
And Chris, there's some anticipation with Jacquemart. We're talking to Coach Dodge earlier this week, and he said, he is the fastest guy on the team. He's going to be out there returning kicks. He has the ability to make those into big plays, which is huge for the Carroll special teams. I know he wants that back. He'll get plenty of opportunities.
So the Angelo Renda era starts now for the Dragons. As we tell you who is starting tonight for Carroll, it will be Renda at quarterback. Riley Wormley will get the start at running back, but we expect to see a heavy dose of Davis Penn as well. The receivers, Brody Knowles, Luke Jacquemart, Blake Gunter, and Brock Boyd. And the offensive line from left to right, Luke Wilson, Trent Wilson, brothers, Kerry Clayton, Nathan Damaraki, and Tristan Dare. Against this Midland defense, and the first touch of the season goes to Wormley right up the middle. Gain of 5 on first down.
And this is what Coach Dodge wants to do, especially with Victor Gill. Getting in there, getting the inside zone, the bread and butter, right behind the center and guard. Great push by the offensive line, 5 yards on the first down, on the first play.
On second down, they give it to Wormley again. Cuts back to the left. Big hole, gets it outside. He's across midfield to the 40. Down to the 30, inside the 20, and finally shoved out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
And Chris, this is what we talked about with Victor Gill. He's going to bring another wrinkle to the offense. You're going to see this kind of counter motion here, and when it springs Wormley right through the gap between the tackles. Great long run. He was looking at the end zone, just a little short.
Not quite inside the 5. Mark it at the 10, a gain of 62 yards on second down for Riley Wormley. He's got 67 on 2 touches. I believe first and goal just inside the 10, but flags fly as this one is snapped. Carroll will be hit with a false start.
False start. Offense, number 74, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Our referee tonight, Ryan Vance. The umpire, Matt Zaragoza. The head linesman, Dwayne Barbie. The line judge, Durwood Manley. Chris Pucci, the back judge. Side judge, Patrick Clayton. And the field judge is Marcus Dawson. Wormley sprints off to the Dragons sideline here. As the Dragons bring in Jacob Bobrowski, number 89 you see there, lined up in the backfield. And Riley Dodge will take a timeout here.
It's their first charge timeout of the first half.
And we will go ahead and take a quick break with them. With 11:14 to go, just 46 seconds in, Carroll uses a timeout. No score here on the Dragons Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified Trane dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
Out of a timeout, 1st and goal for the Dragons from the 15 after a 5-yard penalty. They go 5 wide here. Empty backfield for Renda on 1st down. 46 seconds in, no score. Renda looking, flushed out of the pocket, rolls left, floats one up to the end zone. Flags fly. It falls incomplete, but a couple of flags on the turf. Our statistician, Scott Farrell, indicating a penalty here. We'll hold off.
Got to be easy on the quick of the gun on the penalties this year, Chris.
Gives us a chance to tell you about the Midland defense, or at least tell you who the starters are.
Holding. Defense. Half the distance to goal. Automatic. First down.
So for Midland on defense, up front, defensive tackles Taj Harris, Darian Mitchell, and Jeremiah Loud. The linebackers Augustin Varela, Aiden Brito, and Ryder Miller. As Carroll gets set to go here on another 1st down, this time inside the 10-yard line. Give it to Wormley again. He gets across the 5 before he is brought down. And the secondary for the Bulldogs, the corners, Michael Waters and Blade Brandon. Starting free safety, senior Truman Blackburn out tonight. We learned just before the game that junior JoJo Levens will be starting in that spot. They've got a position they call the dog, which is one of their best defenders, which we'll talk about as the game moves on. That is senior Julian Williams, and the other safety is senior Ryan Manning. So 2nd down. From the 4-yard line. Renda takes it, gets outside, into the end zone. First Dragon touchdown of the year goes to the junior quarterback, and the Dragons lead it 6-0.
Great job by the Carroll offensive line. It starts up front. They really sealed the edge for Renda, and this is what we're going to see from Renda a little bit. He's going to take it off the edge, and I tell you what, he can get to that corner of the end zone, quicker than anyone on this field. Touchdown Dragons, great job, offensive line, and Angelo Renda.
So the Tommy Pennington Compass Realty Group point after attempt is up and through. Gavin Strange, the kicker for the Dragons this season, and he gives Carroll a 7-0 lead, 1 and 40 seconds into the opener. So 10:20 to go in the first quarter. The score, Carroll 7, Midland 0 on the Dragons Sports Network.
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 Dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Dragons lead 7-0 after an Angelo Renda 4-yard touchdown run. And Gavin Strange set for the Macero kickoff. Puts the leg into it well out of the back of the end zone. Back to return for the Bulldogs are actually starting quarterback and starting running back, Stroman Bridges and Elijah McCoy. So Thad Fortune putting his best ball carriers in there on the kick return, even though one of them is the one that's under center.
We talked about it a little bit in the pregame, Chris, off mic. You know, having Stroman Bridges back there, you know, he's going to Army. He's just another running back out there. And then you have Elijah McCoy, who's a terrific talent. He's headed out to UTEP. Shout out to the Miners.
See, you get a UTEP reference, I get a TCU reference, and we're even.
Fair enough.
So we see the triple option here going to work for Midland. It's Bridges, the quarterback, keeps it himself on first down, bounces it outside across the 30-35, and that's going to be enough for the first down. The Dragons scoring drive, by the way, 4 plays, 75 yards in 1 minute and 36 seconds, forced out of bounds by Luke Bussman, the junior corner.
You're going to see this by this Midland team. The offensive line is going to get on their tiptoes. They're going to go north and south. Stormer Bridges is going to take that ball, and you're not going to be able to see it. You're not going to know who he's going to pitch it to. It's going to be in his hands all night long.
And he missed part of last season due to injury, but still rushed for 620 yards and 7 touchdowns in this offense. Keeps it again on the second play, another first down. This time the Dragons stop him shy of first down yardage, about the 44. Maybe they'll give him the 43.
And, you know, Storm Bridges, they're finding something there to the right side of the line right now, really attacking there on the edge where you see Zach Hayes and Gavin Strange over there. You know, this line, they've got a top-level lineman in Big Prime, number 73. He's their left guard. You know, watch this to get into the middle of this Dragon defense and really test them as they are right now.
So Bridges the quarterback. Elijah McCoy is the running back, as Robert mentioned. Bridges pitches it this time. Gets it outside and enough for the first down, it would appear, to Cutter Lang, the senior.
And you can see the expertise in the option by Bridges. He does a phenomenal job of holding to the last minute. You know, you've got to hit Storman here right in the mouth. You've got to get him to make that pitch, and you got to corral that ball for the Dragons.
So another first down, this one just shy of midfield as they look to the sideline. The receivers for this team, Aiden Castillo, Anthony Cobb, and Cornell Hunt. As on first down, up the middle they go. Bouncing it outside is McCoy, still keeping the legs churning, and that's what UTEP's getting at running back as the senior plows his way through to pick up first down yardage.
And McCoy's a 3-star running back. He's an impressive guy, and he passes the eye test. You know, talking to Midland's coach this week, he said he's got these thighs that are just bricks. And I tell you what, he is a specimen out there in the backfield. And once he gets going north and south, it is hard to stop him.
13-yard gain there for him. The line for the Bulldogs, left to right, Giovanni Mesa, Pule Primus, Giovanni Allen, Jet Garcia, and Joaquin Vasquez. Another first down, this one from the 39-yard line. So we tick under 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bridges turns, hands it to McCoy. Big hole on the left side, bounces off some defenders, and that's what you're talking about, that hard running, just bouncing off members of the secondary and falling forward to add even more yards to the end of the carry.
Well, this is why they call it the triple option. You have so many different ways you can attack a defense. You can go outside. You can do the speed option. You can hand it off to McCoy, and they're finding a rhythm right now on getting not only to the outside, but getting McCoy up the middle. The Dragon defense is going to have to corral just a little bit and step up and dominate that line of scrimmage.
A 16-yard gain on that carry for McCoy. Another first down. Bridges turns, keeps it himself, tucks it inside the 20, and dragged down just shy of the first down marker.
And I tell you what, they're executing on every block and every level right now, Chris. This is what they do. A great lead block by Elijah McCoy out there to free Bridges. And I tell you what, it's tough when you're getting 5 to 6 yards every play.
Junior free safety Luke Langford made that tackle and is fired up coming off the ball. On 2nd and short, they turn to the sideline. The Carroll defensive line, we talked about Vin Dorsler moving to defensive end. Also Jake Lucky and the returning all-district player Austin Davidge. Zach Hayes, the jack position. Mateo and Marcus Browse, the linebackers. And a timeout taken by Midland here with 7:08 to go in the first quarter. We will step aside with them. 7:08 to go in the first. It's Carroll 7, Midland nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish.
So both coaches have spent a timeout here in the first quarter. Thad Fortune using his first right before this 2nd and 2 play from the Carroll 15. And the Dragons trying to stop this Bulldog triple option. Hand it to McCoy up the middle again. Enough for the first down, but stopped shy of the 10-yard line.
Right behind Jet Garcia. And, Jet's a guy who plays right guard for Midland. He's kind of the leader of that offensive line. That number 55 for Midland symbolizes leadership. We'll talk a little bit that later in the game of what Midland does. But Jet Garcia, he is a really good talent.
Coach Fortune telling us a lot of the numbers they have have significance as a couple of flags fly. There was some motion before the ball was snapped there. And
he spent a lot of time there at Permian, and Permian does kind of the same thing.
Ball start, offense, number 50, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And he talked about 5 on both the number 5 and 55, which is McCoy and Garcia being complete numbers because they have a horizontal line, a vertical line, and a half circle.
Yep. It's a little bit of symmetry for him, and it represents a well-rounded player.
So now 1st and 15 as the penalty backs him up. On 1st and 15, there it goes to McCoy, back to the original line of scrimmage.
And you have Midland, they're going to get right behind that left guard, Big Prime. Now, number 73, he is a big-time national recruit, and they're going to get their bell horse, Elijah McCoy, and they're going to get right behind them. You get 5 to 6 yards a play, there's going to be some success there.
So back to the original line, 2nd and 10. They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown, just by about a yard. Bridges keeps it all alone as he crosses the 5, the goal line into the end zone for the touchdown. Stroman Bridges gets the Bulldogs on the board. He scored 7 rushing touchdowns a year ago, has their first touchdown tonight, and pending an extra point, this will be a tie game at 7.
And what a response by Midland here, marching the length of the field and doing it all on the ground. And we told you, they're going to run the ball 95% of the time. And Stormer Bridges, he is an incredible talent. And I'll tell you what, he's did a great job on finding the edge. And if you're this Dragon defense, you've got to find a way to put a little more pressure on him and hit him and force him to pitch.
Keith Ramos, the senior kicker for Midland, knocks through the extra point, and that ties the game at 7, under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. So we will take a break here with 5:42 to go in quarter number 1. We're tied at 7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso-craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
Midland with a 9-play, 75-yard drive that took 4 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock evens the game at 7 after a Stroman Bridges touchdown run. The quarterback in this triple option offense for the Bulldogs as Keith Ramos gets set for the Macero kickoff. Jacquemart and Wormley back to receive. This time it's returnable. Jacquemart fields it just past the 10, cuts back to the right side, lowers the shoulder across the 25, and some extracurricular activities back towards midfield, but no flags come out. Just maybe a little bit of an aggressive block by a Dragon there, and Carroll will start with the ball at the 28.
That's what we used to call it back when I played. Guy Y on special teams. It stands for get on it, or maybe I don't remember exactly the way it was, but you go make plays and you go to the whistle, and you love seeing that out of a Dragon.
So just over 5.5 minutes to go here. Game tied at 7. All of the yards gained in the game so far have come on the ground. Angelo Renda threw one pass, but it fell incomplete. Here he goes to the air and finds his man across the 40 for a first down and then some. Across the 45 goes Brody Knowles. The sophomore has his first catch of the year.
Great protection by the Carroll offensive line. Plenty of time to throw. And this is what we're going to see. We're going to see the intermediate throw by Renda. And who is it? It's Knowles. Sits down underneath the coverage. He's such a big target. Great play, great throw, great catch. First down, Dragons.
19-yard gain. And I think that one was actually tipped, and Knowles still had the concentration to get his hands on it and haul it in. Davis Penn in the game at running back now on this second series as they pitch it to Brock Boyd, moving across from left to right. He gets across midfield into Bulldog territory. It'll be second down.
And this is what you love. This is what you see a lot of the Riley Dodge offense. He moves a lot of people across the ball, especially in motion. Sometimes he runs a play. This was a great play, about 6-7 yards. But he's also doing it to set something up in the future, which we'll see later in the game.
Boyd picks up 6 on the first down carry. And now they empty the backfield, go 3 receivers to the right side of the formation, 2 to the left. Rendo throws the short screen. That's complete to Caden Mackey. He's across the 40. That'll move the chains. And Mackey's a guy that Coach Dodge told us they're going to move around and they're going to try to get the ball in space with an opportunity to do some things.
He's a very athletic kid. He worked all season, off season on his blocking. Because if you're going to play a receiver for Dodge, you're going to have to block. But one thing he does great is that he can catch the ball and he can get north and south very quickly.
So this time they bring one of the receivers into the line of scrimmage and will give it to Penn. Cuts back up the middle, makes a man miss, and gets to the second level before he's brought down. And that's what we saw last year from Davis Penn, that quick first step to avoid the first level of defenders.
Well, it's great. You had a little blitz on the right side, and you see the vision of Davis Penn. He can make that cut. He gets it backside behind his big all-world left guard, Trent Wilson. And I'll tell you what, if you run behind Trent Wilson, you're going to have a lot of success in the game.
So now it's Bobrovsky back in the game, that H-back position. Penn in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left with 3:40 to go. Hand it to Penn again, spinning around the defender, falling forward for the first down. And Penn, we didn't talk about as much during that first drive, but led this team with 30 touchdowns a year ago. committed to Baylor.
He is a bell horse. I say again and again, he runs inside zone perfect. Great job getting behind right guard Domraki and center Clayton.
Game tied at 7, just over 3 minutes to play. They stacked the receivers out wide this time due to the Dragons. Midland sends some extra defensive back help over outside, opening up the middle of the field. They hand it to Penn. Stiff arms a defender at the 20, runs one over at the 16, and falls forward to the 15-yard line as Penn delivered a sledgehammer right there to the Midland defensive back.
Well, that's what Penn does. Watch his vision here, right behind center of number 51, Kerry Clayton, and right guard Nathan Domraki. Great blocks up front. Then comes a speed race with Davis Penn. You know what? He has speed, but he can also hit you. Great job by the returning newcomer of the year.
11-yard gain that moves the chains. Ball now up to the 15-yard line. Knowles all by himself out there on the wide left side of the field. Renda hands to Penn again. Not much there, maybe a yard or two.
You know, we talk about Midland, their defense. Their front is led by number 13, their right defensive end, Todd Harris. But, you know, Julian Williams, that dog position, that's another number thing with Midland. It is something special. Only, you know, certain people get to wear that number. And Julian, he's kind of the quarterback of that defense, and it's really based around him.
Led the team with 100 tackles a year ago. 2nd and 8, and Fortune said they want someone that wants to play that position. They don't want to convert somebody to that hybrid safety linebacker spot. As Renda throws it up for the end zone, he's got Boyd caught for the touchdown.
Chris, I feel like I've seen this script for about 7 years between Renda and Boyd. Excellent protection by the big guys up front, and this is what they've been doing since youth football, sitting back, getting that perfect timing. And I tell you what, Boyd is such a tremendous receiver.
Point after attempt brought to you by the Tommy Pennington Compass Realty Group. And again, Gavin Strange on for the extra point, gets it up, and it is good. With 1:47 to go in the first quarter, the score is Carroll 14, Midland 7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
Under a couple of minutes to go here in the first quarter, Dragons lead by a touchdown, 14-7 after an 8-play, 72-yard drive that ended with a Brock Boyd touchdown reception from Angelo Renda. And the Macero kickoff off the foot of Gavin Strange is going to go out the back of the end zone once again. Strange, the kicker for the Dragons this season, replacing TCU commit, or now signee, roster member, Kyle Lemmerman.
And starting kicker for TCU.
Exactly.
As a true freshman. Outstanding talent, and he's got a younger brother on the Dragons as well who's a kicker too. I tell you what, Midland, they don't want to get in this habit, because the Dragon offense can score so quickly and at will. They're going to have to play some type of, possession game here. They're going to keep it on the ground, but I tell you what, they can't afford to go a 3rd and out with the way the Dragons are moving the ball.
Their first possession ended with 7 as they hand it to McCoy running up the middle. Big hole again, plows forward for the first down. Elijah McCoy, the senior running back, picks up 12 on the carry there.
Just astounding. this Midland offensive line, they're doing what they do. They get north and south, and they're a downhill team. And McCoy is showing why he's that 3-star running back. An incredible job in getting there into the second level.
So you're the Carroll defense. You've seen this triple option now for a series. Second series, what are some of the adjustments you start to make as we see this first down play? They pitch it out wide this time, bouncing it back inside at the 45, close to midfield. For the Bulldogs is Cutter Lang. But what are some of the adjustments you start to make if you're the Carroll defense?
I think, number one, you've got to attack the quarterback. You've got to put a hit on the quarterback every single play. You've got to force those pitches, and you've got to have someone there waiting for that to happen. And it's a lot harder than it sounds. I'll tell you that much. But this is what they do. Just like Southlake is known for the spread offense, Midland's known for the triple option.
Another first down. Bridges keeps it this time, cuts it back towards the middle of the field, and drags the pile forward for another first down across the 40. And they're not just opening gaps, they're lowering the shoulder and forcing those extra yards.
It's tough. We talked about it in the pregame. You've got to hope to contain it at times, Chris. It's just such a different offense and look and scheme that you're not used to. And you're going to give up a few plays, but it takes a few just to get it on. You've got to get them in those 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6s, and get them to that 4th down.
Pickup of 13 on that carry for Bridges. Again, as we expected, we have not seen Midland go to the air yet. Bridges hands it to McCoy. Big hole running left side, bounces it outside the left hash, being chased from behind, and is not going to be caught into the end zone for the touchdown.
Getting behind Jet Garcia and Jonathan Allen, the center and right guard, great handoff to Elijah McCoy. And I tell you what, he gets in that second level. He's hard to bring down, and he shows the speed here after the play. Tremendous job by McCoy.
So 14-13 now in favor of the Dragons, as Ramos is on for the extra point, a 42-yard run for McCoy. So Ramos puts it through, and that ties the game at 14 with 16 seconds to go in the first quarter on the Dragon Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whites Chapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
First Responders Night here in Southlake at the newly named Methodist Southlake Medical Center Stadium. Now home of the Carroll Dragons, Bob Ledbetter Field, as we're ready for the Macero kickoff. Tied at 14. Just a few seconds left in this half. Jacquemart fields it inside the 5 for the Dragons. He had a big return last time. Gets across the 25, across the 30. Breaks out of a tackle, goes across midfield. Finally dragged down from behind there. But a big return for Luke Jacquemart, the junior receiver, making some noise on the kick returns. 52 yards.
Speed, Chris. We talked about speed. Tremendous job. That's what Dodge talked a lot about. He spent sophomore year on JV. And I tell you what, this is incredible talent. And you want to get the ball in his hands.
We get a look at the return here as Jacquemart breaks out of a tackle that ends the first quarter. So we will go to break as well. After 12 minutes, we're tied at 14 between Carroll and Midland on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Start of the second quarter, the game tied at 14. Chris Blake, Robert Clayton with you. Dragon Sports Network. Tonight's broadcast presented by Whitechapel Methodist Church as they go the reverse. The Dragons to Jacquemart, getting outside across the 25. After that big 52-yard kick return, he turns on the Jets and brings the Dragons close to the red zone. They're going to mark him at the 20, but we've seen why they're excited about the junior.
Again, it's just speed, Chris. Incredible with the ball in his hand. What I love most about this is not only do you have Trishan Dare out there, the right tackle, but you had the quarterback, Angelo Renda, out there trying to make a block for his guy.
So empty backfield now on first down. And Caden Mackey back into the game. It appears that he will be that 5th guy when they do go 5 wide. He is out wide to the left side of the formation as Renda on a design quarterback draw right up the middle inside the 10 for the touchdown. For the second time tonight, Angelo Renda finds the end zone.
And Chris, this is a wrinkle that Victor Gill specifically put in the offense for Angelo Renda. It is a designed quarterback draw. Good protection by the lineman. You have him spread out 5 wide, and then you let Renda do what he does. He's tremendous with the ball in his hands. I tell you what, he's one of the fastest players on that field at any given time. Great job.
20-yard rushing touchdown for the junior quarterback. Puts the Dragons up 20-14 as Strange comes on for the Tommy Pennington Realty Group extra point. And we will take a break with 11:49 to go. Just 11 seconds in, the Dragons have scored within a minute of each quarter beginning. And they now lead it 21-14 over Midland on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey Dragon fans, it's Tommy Pennington here with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Do you think you need to do improvements to sell your home? Start planning today. Inquire about our Compass Concierge program. It's the hottest program in real estate where our broker will pay for the improvements at zero cost to you. Call us today at 817-416-9000 or check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon fans to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
Drive. 2 plays, 43 yards for the Dragons after Jacquemart set him up in great field position after a 50-plus yard kick return. And he gained the bulk of the yards on the drive as well. And this is a junior class, Robert, that they've been excited about for a couple of years now as we get set for the Macero kickoff off the foot of Gavin Strange. And these offensive skill players are showing why.
Well, it's a group that's been together, primarily through Dragon Youth Football and through the middle school at Dawson and Carroll. And as a freshman group, it's a group that hasn't lost a lot of games, very, very few, if any. And that's what Dodge wants to do. He wants to keep them together, and he's done a great job doing it.
McCoy on the return here across the 30. Mentioned that Elijah McCoy and Stroman Bridges, the 2 returners for the Bulldogs, the starting quarterback and the starting running back. But Fortune putting his best ball carriers back there to get as many touches as they can, and that was by design returnable as Strange booted it out of the back of the end zone easily the first couple of times tonight.
Yeah, and McCoy, we talked about a little bit, but he's a 10-6-1 guy, Chris. track speed wise and regional champ last year. He's got some deceptive speed for as big as he is. You know, on the flip side, if you're Midland, you've got to slow it down a little bit. You got to eat up some of this clock. It's going to be difficult to go back and forth with the Dragons.
Bridges keeps it, balls on the ground, but picked up, and good bounce for the Bulldogs, and Anthony Cobb able to fall forward for about 5 yards on first down, but almost disaster for Midland.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about for the Dragons. You've got to zero in on that ball. And they did an excellent job on getting a hat on the quarterback and forcing a difficult pitch. Those things happen in the triple option. They got to continue that to slow it down just a little bit here.
McCoy 6 carries for 81 yards so far tonight. He gets it again for the 7th time and spins out of some tackles to the 45-yard line. The Dragons had him stopped right at the line to gain for the first down, and he was able to pick up 5 more, a gain of 9.
A lot of success behind that, Big Prime, Giovanni Island, and Jet Garcia. That's the nucleus. That's their core of their team in terms of of moving guys around, doing a great job. And McCoy, you just see his legs just churning once he gets to the second level, and the Dragons have a little hard time getting him to the ground.
Yeah, Prime is 6'5", 330 pounds, a junior at left guard. It's the 10th first down of the day for the Bulldogs. They flip it outside here to Anthony Cobb again and picks up about 8 or 9. But Prime started last year as a sophomore, and he is getting national attention from colleges on the recruiting trail right now.
You can see why when he moves laterally and he gets you, he can physically remove you from the hole. And I tell you what, going to the second level, you got to do that. And he is a tremendous talent.
I mean, you just look at him standing next to the other offensive lineman. It is a stark contrast in size. 2nd and 3. Pitch it outside again. Dragged down in the backfield. A tackle for a loss for the first time tonight for the Dragons, made by Luke Bussman on Cutter Lang. And that is a big play for the Carroll defense.
Great job by Bussman. Watch him come here. His eyes is on the quarterback. He gets to the pitch man. And great job on wrapping up, tackling, bringing him to the ground, which Southlake's had a little bit of difficulty tonight doing, creating a third down.
How about this? First third down for either team, and we've played 15 minutes.
Well, it's not surprising. They've been kind of scoring at will tonight so far.
So 3rd down and 3. Can either defense get a stop? Bridges tucks it. They've got him bottled up, and Carroll does come up with a 3rd down stop.
And this is where it becomes tough if you're Midland. You can live and die by the option, and it can create these situations. Now, they've had a tremendous success going to the middle of this so far this half. We'll see if that happens here.
Ramos, the kicker, is also listed as the punter on their roster, by the way. It is Steven Garcia, the senior in at running back. McCoy not out there. On 4th and 2, we'll see if Fortune calls a timeout. Play clock down to 5. Down to 2. And he is going to take his second timeout of the half before this 4th down.
Midland, it's their second charge timeout of the first half.
So we will take the break as well with 8:32 to go before halftime. It's Carroll 21 and Midland 14 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Out of the second timeout taken by Thad Fortune, the Midland head coach, it'll be 4th and 2 for the Bulldogs at the Carroll 47-yard line. They lined up to go for it. Let the play clock run down, so we'll see if they send the punt unit on or if they go for it, which, if they don't get it, would give the Dragons great field position.
If you're Midland, you're going straight downhill right now. You're going to get your bell horse in the backfield. You've got to convert this fourth down because you can't do the back and forth all game with the Dragons.
McCoy back in the game after Steven Garcia had been in at running back for a couple of plays. Bridges keeps it, bounces off one tackle, lowers the shoulder, trying to get to the first down marker. He's not going to get there. Looks like the ball came out, but they're saying the play was blown dead. Bridges stopped at the line of scrimmage, and it is a turnover on downs.
Chris, this is what the Dragons needed.
On the field as the runner was short of the line of the game. First down, Southlake.
Chris, this is what the Dragons needed to give them some confidence. Watching this, we're talking about you've got to corral the ball. Midland's had tremendous success there off tackle. Great penetration there by William Chen. Great tackle. Look at the hat swarming. You have Van Dorsler. You have Busman. Tremendous job by that Dragon defense. That's a tough thing to do to stop them on 4th and 1.
We talked a little bit about this in the pregame show, but this is a Dragon defense that has a lot of new starters on it. So not only to have a lot of new starters, but to have to face an offense you're not used to seeing in week 1 is certainly a challenge.
Well, it's tough. It seems like that song goes on repeat every year just with the Dragons. See how, the first game of the season, let them gel.
Renda gets it out to Wormley in the flat on first down, gets through one tackler across the 45 and pushed out of bounds, goes down late, and a late flag comes in as well. That's going to be more than likely a late hit on the Bulldogs.
You got to be careful doing that, especially on the Dragon side. They're going to call. They're going to jump on that immediately.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 3 of the defense. 15-yard penalty and an automatic. First down.
That is the middle linebacker, senior Aiden Brito, called for the personal foul.
It's a big penalty.
A 12-yard completion plus 15 more on the penalty, so chalk it up to a 27-yard gain for the Dragons on first down after forcing Midland to turn the ball over on downs. Trips right here. Another first down. Renda looking to throw. Goes over the middle. It is caught inside the 10-yard line. Spinning out of a tackle there is Gunter. And inside the 5-yard line down to the 1. Sophomore Blake Gunter was his first catch of the year, and it puts the Dragons within a few feet of the end zone.
Great protection by the Carroll O-line. And watch Renda staying there, staying strong, steps into the throw, delivers a strike to Blake Gunter, and we're going to be calling Blake's name quite a bit this year. Tremendous reception. Great job.
25 yards on the pitch and catch, and the Dragons have a 1st and goal at the 1. Wormley up the middle for the touchdown. Made that look easy, did the senior USC commit. And Carroll now takes a 2-touchdown lead, 27-14.
Wormley does what he does best, using his quick burst and getting right behind those big guys. Not even touched till 3 yards in the end zone. Tremendous job for the Dragons responding after that big 4th down.
Tommy Pennington Compass Realty point after try from Gavin Strange is up and through with 7:49 to go before halftime. It's Carroll 28, Midland 14 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
This is Pastors John and Todd from White's Chapel in Southlake. White's Chapel is a church where it's all about Jesus. We're a place where real people make genuine connections, where it's okay not to be okay.
We're a church where grace is a lifestyle and where everyone has a place. From the lifelong believer to the unchurched or de-churched, we're here for you, and we'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Dragons have had the ball 4 times, have scored 4 touchdowns, all in less than 4 minutes. The last 2 times have been in less than 40 seconds. They lead at 28-14. Macero kickoff off the foot of Gavin Strange, fielded by Bridges, a yard deep into the end zone, gets it across the 15 and will be taken down shy of the 20. And Robert, you've said a couple of times already that you can't get into back and forth with the Carroll offense. It's a group that we've seen go many halves without failing to reach the end zone, and Midland now finds itself in that predicament.
Yeah, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, Chris. I mean, this is a very explosive Carroll offense, and time will tell on how explosive they are over the course of the season, but they have a lot of firepower. Midland, you've got to stick to your game, but you got to play ball control. And you've got to get out those 3rd and 1s and those 4th and 1s, and you got to convert. I mean, you're going to have to do that against this Dragon team.
Bridges hands to McCoy, going up the middle again, up to about the 25-yard line.
If you're Coach Fortune, you got to, don't stray away from it. You've had a lot of success in between the Garden Center, a little bit off tackle. You've got to stick to the plan. Don't deviate. Just keep moving the ball methodically and try to wear down this Dragon defense if you can.
And the problem may not be gaining yardage. It may be, can you find a way to stop the Carroll offense at some point?
Absolutely.
McCoy now up over 100 yards on the day, 105 yards with 1 touchdown. The other Midland touchdown belongs to the quarterback, Bridges, and he gets it again, spinning forward for another first down to the 31.
Again, getting behind Jet Garcia, we told you, he's kind of that team leader, that team captain there for that offensive line and the team in general. One of the hardest workers on the team. I tell you what, they're doing a great job on and getting McCoy to the second level. And that's the name of the game, Chris. If you can get to the second level, you're going to have tremendous success.
Dragons have been running defenders on and off pretty good frequency here in the first half. And what does this do for a defender trying to defend a triple option? Is a little more taxing than
it's tough. It's physical. It's the constant pounding the pavement every single play. It's physical, and then you're on the field for a while. As fast as the Carroll offense scores, it gets real difficult to be out there and be sustainable for every single play.
McCoy plowing forward again, just shy of the 45-yard line. Another first down. Give him 12 more.
And this is kind of the Dragon defense of what you're facing tonight, because it's so uncommon. It's a bend, don't break mentality, and if you can get a few stops here and there, it's a success. But I tell you what, it is a great, just growing game for the Dragons on just getting down, getting physical, and making tough tackles.
It's not a Dragon defense that's without experience. Most of the secondary saw considerable time last year, even if they didn't start a ton of games, but we called their names a lot in games at times last year as McCoy gets it again, plowing up the middle to the 46.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, Marcus Browse was there. Mateo Fedor, he's one of the biggest, names coming into this that kind of has emerged on the scene for that linebacker core. But Gavin Strange, Luke Bussman, Austin Bussman, Luke Langford, William Chen, they're all part of this group last year, which helps. It helps for growing. It helps for gelling. And really the biggest test is that front four here for Southlake.
Under 5.5 to go in the first half. Carroll leads by 14. Bridges keeps it himself this time. Flag comes in. He gets across the 50. Going to be just about at the first down marker, but we'll see what the penalty is for. See a couple of the officials conferring. Again, Ryan Vance, our referee tonight.
Personal foul, chop block, offense number 50 and 73. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
That is Joaquin Vasquez, the senior right tackle, and Pule Prime, the junior left guard. And chop block coming at you at 6'5", 300 plus it's a little dicey.
Well, it will happen from time to time with this type of offense because you have guys crashing down, then if you really watch them fire out, they're really going right after their knees. And, you have someone go after the knees, someone come over the top. Unfortunately, nowadays that's a chop block. Back when I played, that was a double plus and on a pat on the rear end saying good job.
Well, now it's 2nd and 22. First back in my day reference of the season from Robert as the first passing attempt from Bridges of the day falls incomplete. We should do like a tracker of those over the course of the season, see how many references we get.
Sure.
But certainly a lot of rule changes over the last several years.
Just a few.
Mostly in the name of player safety.
When you can say you were back when the option was dying out and the spread was beginning, you're pretty old.
Give yourself some credit. Long third down. Bridges throws. It is incomplete. The intended receiver was Cornell Hunt, the senior, who caught 9 passes for 88 yards a year ago. In coverage for the Dragons, Marcus Brous.
Again, part of those keys to the game, Chris, we talked about putting him in those third and long situations. They don't throw a whole lot. It's not in their forte. They're not going to have a whole lot of success. But if you can do that, now for the back-to-back series, they have forced them, out and to either get a turnover or into a punt. It's a great job by the Dragon defense, and that's what you have to do with these type of teams. You've got to make a few stops. You'll bend, but don't break.
This will be the first punt of the game for either side with 4:40 to go in the second quarter. Ramos barely gets it away, a high spiraling kick that will bounce at about the 40 and take a Midland roll out of bounds to the 34-yard line. So with 4:33 to go in the second quarter, it is Carroll 28, Midland 14 on the Dragon Sports Network.
I'm Mike Mills, managing partner at Mills Wealth, an independent investment firm focused on helping business leaders make wise decisions regarding family wealth. Election season is upon us, and no matter who wins, it is likely the Trump-era tax cuts will sunset on 12/31/25. The estate tax exemption, which is mostly voluntary for those that plan ahead, may get chopped in half to about $14 million per couple, affecting more people. Good planning takes time, so don't wait. Develop a game plan that accomplishes your wishes and protects what you have built. If we can help, give us a call or look us up online at millswealthadvisors.com.
Davis Penn gets the first down carry for the Dragons with under 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Carroll leading 28-14 over Midland. Coming up at halftime on the Feed Store Barbecue Halftime Show, we will talk to Mike and Wes LeFavor of the Feed Store. Thank them for their years of support for Carroll Athletics. They throw it out into the flat now. Hurdling a defender and staying on his feet for the Dragons is Brock Boyd. That'll go on the highlight reel, but coaches hear a lot of times say, keep your feet.
Well, you've seen this a little bit from Brock Boyd from time to time. He's just an extremely athletic guy. He can jump out of the gym, 34-inch vertical, and I tell you what, that shows you why he's going to that TCU.
Jumped right over Ryan Manning, the senior defensive back for the Bulldogs. A 9-yard pickup for the Dragons. First down, get it to him again in the flat. This time he's going to be forced out of bounds, maybe even lose a yard, does Boyd. That's his third catch of the day. But it goes for a loss. As Penn comes back onto the field. They've been alternating series so far, have the two Dragon running backs, Riley Wormley and Davis Penn. Wormley's gotten into the end zone tonight. Second and 11. Penn goes in motion out to the left. Empty backfield for Renda. Looking to throw, has plenty of time. Lofts one up down the left sideline, looking for Penn. It's going to be picked off. Intercepted by the Bulldogs' Blade Brandon, a senior. He kind of lofted that one up, and Brandon able to get under it and pick it off.
That's one of those plays. I know Renda's going to look back and say, forced it. I probably should have just, either thrown it out of bounds or maybe taken it and taken a few yards for a rush. But that's part of the growth and experience of Angelo, and he'll understand that. Good defense by the Midland Bulldogs and just staying alert and getting that interception.
So the first turnover of the game for either team, and it goes in favor of the Bulldogs. Take over with 3:51 to go. Trailing by 14 in the second quarter. Ball on the right hash at their own 25. Bridges keeps it. Dragons drag him down after a gain of a yard. Van Dorsler among the leading tacklers there, along with William Chen.
A great job by Van Dorsler. Again, he's brand new to the scene at defensive end, so this is even more of a shock for him as a player. But great job sitting tight on the heel line there and creating, just a little bit of a backup for the quarterback not to get through. And great job by Chin coming in and cleaning it up.
Not only, hey, go play the other side of the ball. Also, go play the other side of the ball when there's just bodies flying at you on every single play. Another short gain for the Bulldogs there.
Another great job by Van Dorsler there. He's just a tremendous athlete, Chris. We talked about it. If you go out in the field, he is a specimen. He is a guy who looks every bit of a FBS player, committed to Tennessee. He's probably going to stick to a tight end in college. But, that tight end look, that's his physique. He can play defensive end, and I'll tell you what, I would love to see him convert to a tackle eventually. An offensive tackle.
Of course you would. Bulldogs 0 for 2 on third down today. They went for it once. They punted once. Both times, Carroll wound up with the ball. So third down, key for Midland here. Letting the clock run a little bit now. Down to 2.5 to go. They hand it to McCoy, and he's going to be stood up at the 30 and pushed back. Ball comes out, but they're going to rule that he was down. Second time that's happened on a tackle for the Dragons, but it looks like they might be starting to read this option well.
Well, you settle in and just watch the number of hats that emerge on the screen here. You have 1, you have 2, you have 3 coming in, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are surrounding the ball. They've been able to do this the last few series, and that's Carroll Dragon football. They're doing an excellent job of getting to the ball now.
It was Davidge, the first one there for the Dragons. The returning first-team all-district selection for Carroll. And Ramos will punt it away again. Fair catch called for by the Dragons. And that's where they will take over. A high 33-yard kick. It'll be Carroll ball with 1:38 to go before halftime, leading 28-14 when we come back on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey Dragon fans, Tommy Pennington here. Like the Carroll Dragons, my team understands it takes great fans to be a winner. I want to personally thank all of our Tommy Pennington Realty Group fans for their loyalty and ongoing support. It's because of you we continue to support our Dragon organizations every year. Please remember, we love helping Dragon families with all of their real estate needs. I'm here to give you the best advice and to help you anytime. My Dragon fans would tell you,
call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
Carroll ball with 1:38 to go, and on first down, handoff goes up the middle to Davis Penn. Gets up to the 45-yard line.
This is a great opportunity for this young Dragon offense. Really dig you down to get the ball down the field, almost a 2-minute drill type situation. Great vision by Davis Penn. And look, we have Blake Gunner there playing off the tight end spot, that H-back spot. Look for him to get some little moving around here in this series.
Trips right, low snap. Renda goes down to get it, throws into the flat. This one's completed to Penn. Stops and cuts back towards the middle of the field, gets across the 50, and the Dragons, the clock ticking down to about a minute to go. Going to try to get things moving here after the gain of 8.
And they're playing a little tempo here, Chris, which is great. We haven't seen this a lot of this game so far, but this is good for this young Dragon offense.
Snap it with 54 seconds to go. Renda, nice pocket, throws it up down the left sideline, and it is incomplete. Intended receiver was Knowles, one of the DBs for the Bulldogs. Got tripped up in coverage, but Knowles could not quite get there.
Well, you can see the vision of Renda. It was a great job on protection, and good job by Renda. Probably just threw it a little before he was out of his break. But that's the vision of Renda. He can get the ball down in those intermediate passes. He does a good job, and he'll get that here soon again.
So that does stop the clock and give the Dragons a moment to regroup. 2nd and 10 now, just inside the Midland end of the field. Renda throws off his back foot, same spot. This time he drops it in, complete and out of bounds to Luke Jacquemart. The big day continues for the junior.
And we talked about Renda being able to throw those dimes over defenders. And let's watch him settle in, and he keeps in the pocket, steps up, great throw. That's a destination throw. He knows where he's going to place it. Great job by Jacquemart. Great pitch and catch by both those players.
Another 20-yard pickup for Jacquemart. Gets the ball up to the 27. Empty backfield on first down. Renda, design draw again. Running up the middle, cuts back to his left across the 20, trying to get out of bounds, and they will stop the clock there. Nice job by the quarterback to find the sideline and stop it.
And that's the second time we've seen them inside the 50, Chris, going 5 wide. And, I wanted to scream, draw right there. I think we all knew it was coming. But that's what he can do. He's so elusive, and it's just a great play call. He's so dynamic, and it's hard to defend.
37 seconds left. Carroll, plenty of time now inside the 20. And still with 2 timeouts for Riley Dodge. So the middle of the field certainly not off limits as Renda throws one up for the end zone, looking for Boyd, caught for the touchdown. Brock Boyd hauls one in, and Carroll goes up 34-14 with 30 seconds left in the half.
And Chris, this song is on repeat. This connection for these two is so dynamic. They know each other's routes. They know the timing. Terrific ball by Renda. And listen, Brock Boyd is a tremendous receiver, incredible talent, brings in the touchdown. Great job, Carroll Dragons.
Renda 8 of 10, 93 yards today as the Tommy Pennington Compass Realty extra point goes through off the foot of Gavin Strange. And with 33 seconds to go before halftime, we will take a quick break. Dragons lead at 35-14 on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is Dr. Mark Greenberg, team physician for the Carroll Dragons. All-Star Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine providers of Dragon Athletics. Our 8 board-certified orthopedic specialists offer surgical as well as non-surgical treatments for a full range of orthopedic injuries and conditions, with on-site imaging and physical therapy, along with best-in-class outpatient and inpatient surgical facilities. You can trust that we will be there with you every step of the way. Let us get you back in the game.
Hello, Southlake. Carroll Dragons' biggest fan here, Tommy Pennington. For over 22 years, Tommy Pennington Realty Group has been the go-to real estate team when it comes time to buy or sell. When it comes to Southlake, there are 2 teams you can count on, Carroll Dragons and the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Be sure to visit us on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com or feel free to give us a call today, 817-416-9000. So from my Dragon family to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
Another touchdown for Brock Boyd. His second of the day gives Carroll a 35-14 lead as the Macero kickoff fielded just across the goal line by the Bulldogs, and it'll be the quarterback Stroman Bridges bringing it out across the 20-yard line, stopped at the 23, and the Bulldogs will have it with 26 seconds left, but running the triple option, see if they go to the air or just let the half run out.
I think you stick with what you can do. You're not too familiar with the pass, but at the second time, you look at Lehman. Great job on adjustments he's done, and great job for the Carroll Dragon defense of really stepping up here in the second quarter. It feels like they've gotten in a little bit of a rhythm, Chris, and a little more disciplined on this triple option.
Last touchdown drive for the Dragons, 6 plays, 63 yards as McCoy gets it on first down, runs up the middle across the 30. And that could very well be the final play of this half. But as you mentioned, the Dragons had a little bit trouble slowing the triple option down the first 2 series for the Bulldogs, but have certainly switched that narrative here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's difficult, Chris. I mean, this.
That's the end of the first half.
But yeah, Chris, this offense is difficult. It's not easy. It's not something the Dragons are going to see an awful lot this year, and it's going to test them. I love it personally for this defense because it's producing a lot of physicality. They're going to have to get to the ball. They're going to learn a lot of lessons off of this night tonight.
And on the offensive side, Carroll had the ball 6 times, got it into the end zone 5 times. That gets us to a score of 35-14 at halftime. On the other side of the break, we've got the Feed Store Barbecue Halftime Show. We'll talk to Mike and Wes LeFavor. We'll also take a peek at the Carroll Marching Band and Emerald Bells as we move through halftime. Score at the break once again, Dragons 35, Bulldogs 14 on the Dragon Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons.
Dr. Angela Bowers would like to invite you to visit Southlake Dermatology, which serves patients throughout the Metroplex in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. We recommend always using a zinc oxide sunscreen, such as Elta MD, and utilizing HelioCare, which is a sun protective pill. We have seen the incidence of skin cancers on the rise, including melanoma, which is the most harmful type. With yearly skin checks, we will be able to find skin cancer much earlier. Read about skin cancer and sunscreen options online at southlakedermatology.com.
Hello, Dragon fans. I'm Stephen Nelson, partner at Mills Wealth. Our team is celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping Dragons succeed financially. As an independent firm, we aren't owned by a bank or an insurance company. Instead, we're fiduciaries doing only what we believe is best for our clients. If your finances need a second opinion or would like to tap into our expertise, come meet with our certified financial planners or CPAs and learn how we can help you win just like the Dragons. Look us up online or give us a call at millswealthadvisors.com.
As a Dragon, it's all about protecting the tradition. As a church, it's our mission to make more deeply committed followers of Jesus. This is Todd Renner from White's Chapel in Southlake. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been a part of this community. And though times have changed, our need for the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to worship and grow and serve, our need to shine the light into the darkness hasn't. That's why White's Chapel is a church where tradition meets today.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso-craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
It is halftime at Dragon Stadium in Southlake, where Carroll leads Midland 35-14 in the opening game of the 2024 season. This is the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. Happy to have Feed Store back as our halftime sponsor for the second straight year. And joined now by Mike and Wes Lefevre, who run the Feed Store. And Wes, I want to start with you real quick, because seeing this Midland triple option offense, you said you played offensive line here for Carroll. That looks like fun, getting out and run blocking all for 30 minutes at a time?
Yeah, I had a blast doing it. I'd do it again. I just have to make sure I'm back in shape before I get down there and play with them fellas.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
But
it looks good and looks fun still.
All right. Well, Mike, you've been a longtime supporter of Carroll Athletics and a busy guy at that. But your support of Dragon football, Dragon Athletics in general goes back several years.
Oh, yeah. But we moved here in '74, and we've been actively involved since then.
And what keeps you coming back to support the Dragons year after year after year?
We get a lot of support back from the community on this. It's the game in town.
Now you guys, maybe a little friendly power struggle at the top going on. What's going on there running the Feed Store right now?
Well, there's really no top involved. It's still my mom and dad are in charge, but me and West are wrestling for the pole position. He's going to take over the reins here shortly, and I'm going to try and just go around and grip and grin and kiss babies and hug girls.
That sounds like a lot less sweat, a lot more sleep involved taking on that role.
Well, he's got grandkids. He's got twin babies that are here now at Carroll, and I've got 2 other grandbabies. One of them's here in Southlake, and they'll all be a part of CISD here shortly. But I got them to play with to keep me busy. I can run them around the restaurant.
He's moving on to the grandpa role.
All right. Well, so what role has Carroll athletics, football, otherwise, meant for you guys, both personally with your families and then from a feed store standpoint as well?
Oh, my gosh. Going back, well, I mean, when we first moved out here, it was the only game in town. I mean, that's how you found when we were, 2A, it's the only way you could know where the town is by looking where the football lights were on Friday nights. And it's been a part. I played for a little bit. My brothers all played. They went through baseball. I got my nephew was in the band. All of us were in the band at one time, and we were active band supporters. I'm completely CISD involved.
Wes, what about you?
Oh, playing football really just in college, and the same thing. I mean, I met all my friends that are still my best friends were all high school football or Dragon football alumni. So it's great to still be a part of it here with the feed store and being a part with the community.
Now, you overlapped for a season with Dragons head coach Riley Dodge when he was coming up through Carroll ISD on the football team, on one of the teams that won the state championship. Just being around him at that age, what qualities did you see from him that maybe you see today as the head coach of the Dragons?
I mean, leadership for sure. He's been a great leader. I mean, on the field and off the field. It was something to really look up to and watch, and you could learn a lot just from watching without him talking.
You guys obviously very familiar with the community, with the families, with the players on the team. So what do you like about this year's team coming up here in the first game of the season?
I think we ought to be able to take district quite easily, and not trying to jinx anything or anything, but
it looks like a strong group coming out.
Yeah,
they came out hot, and I think they're going to keep it going all the way through the season.
Yeah, this has been a junior class that they've been excited about for a long time here in Carroll ISD that's taken the reins of a lot of the offense. Anything new at the feed store you guys want to make sure we talk about before we let you go this evening?
No, we're still there trying to every day make it the best we can. And, that's why we're bringing in Wes so we can try and get some things in the works a little bit quicker than we've been trying to do the past few years. We're going to try and get some new things happening. And we'll tell everybody as soon as we got them happening.
All right, so stay tuned for that announcement, guys. Thanks for coming up, and thanks for sponsoring our halftime show again here on the Dragon Sports Network.
All right, thank you.
Mike,
glad to be a sponsor.
Mike and Wes Lefevre of the Feed Store joining us here at halftime as the Midland Band finishes up its performance at the break. Once again, the score, Carroll 35, Midland 14. We will take a peek at the Dragon Band and Emerald Bells after this on the Dragon Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whites Chapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney, Chris Baker, on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified trained dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
The Dragon Den is your home for the best selection of Dragon fan gear in town. We offer many styles and sizes, and we're your Dragon Hat headquarters. 100% of your purchase supports our student athletes and UIL sports grades 7 through 12. We're open weekly during all home football games and most Tuesdays and Fridays 11 to 2. We're everything Dragon. Interested in volunteering with us? We need adult and high school volunteers to work during hours we are open. That's the Dragon Den at Dragon Stadium. Go Dragons!
Dragons lead 35-14 at halftime as the Midland Band performs right now. We'll bring you the Carroll Band and Emerald Bells performance here in just a moment. But Robert, as we look back at the first half, we talked a little bit about the defensive adjustments right before the second quarter came to an end. But what did you see from the offense that scored touchdowns on 5 of 6 possessions in the first half?
Well, number one, they had the speed and athleticism that stretches the field, and we knew that going into this game that they're going to be able to score at will. You know, they had the best running back tandem in probably the country, and they got a lot of young stars on that receiving core, plus a offensive line that's extremely athletic, and we knew this was going to kind of happen. Now, the flip side on the defense, we also knew it was going to be a test as well, Chris. I mean, you're playing against a triple option that you don't see all the time, and that physicality, right? You have a new defense coming together. It's the physical, imposing offensive lineman coming at you, and then a system that you don't see at all.
And talk about some of the young stars making a name. Luke Jacquemard came out, had a big first half for the Dragons, both on special teams and in the receiving game. That offensive line looked good as well. And from the Midland standpoint, Thad Fortune, the offense looked really good on a couple of drives, scoring on their first 2 possessions, but then the Dragons defense started to make adjustments. So Midland Band wraps up its performance. We will step aside, and when we return, we will see the Carroll Marching Band and Emerald Bells right here on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn ends. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Hey Dragon Nation, it's Tommy Pennington with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Like you, I'm fired up about supporting my Carroll Dragons each year on and off the field. We want the best for our kids, and that's why we're all Dragons. I'm a longtime Southlake resident that knows the real estate market and knows how to get great results. Like your kids, you deserve the best too. Call us today at 817-416-9000. Check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon family to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish. Howdy, Dragon fans.
For the quarterfinals of America's Got Talent Season 14. They have been featured on the Kelly Clarkson Show, Good Morning Texas, and have performed multiple halftime shows for the San Antonio Spurs, Dallas Mavericks, and the Dallas Cowboys. Regional Bells have been under the direction of Melissa Page for 28 years. Assistant Director for the Bells is Catherine Dobrow.
The officers for the Emerald Bells are Captain Lucy Fuller. Senior Lieutenants are Olivia Adamian, Jenna Cantu, Caitlin Parks, and Kenzie Sabo. Junior Lieutenants are Megan Brickner, Lily Fraga, Skylar Knezik, and Bridget Lamb. This week's Girl of the Week is Senior Abby Lund. And this week's Be Kind, Be a Belle is Ruth Ann Davis. Tonight, the Emerald Bells will be performing to NSYNC's famous 2000 hit, Bye, Bye, Bye. has made 16 appearances at the Texas UIL State Marching Contest, including 2 UIL State Championships. They are Bands of America Regional, Super Regional, and Grand National finalists. And in 2021, were named the recipient of the prestigious International John Philip Sousa Sutler Shield. The Dragon Band is under the field direction of head drum major Minju Kim. Seniors, Jonathan Iwida and Chloe Blanchard. And juniors, Malik Al-Masri and Maylee Reinke. Color guard captain is Miriam Etheridge. Lieutenants are Aditi Prabhu, Ansheka Soletti, Avery Kress, and Daniela Aguilar. Tonight, the Dragon Band will be presenting parts 1 and 2 of their competition show, Aquarium. Music selections include Wriggle and Yellow Submarine. Soloists are Reagan Allen, Julia Fisk, Sophia Kidwell, Sonia Nadu, Layla Reed, and Max Pesno. Ladies and gentlemen, the Carroll Dragon Band proudly presents Aquarium. Dragon Band. And members of the week are Grayson Lacey and Garen Cook. And leader of the week is Mark Thumb. And the second is Thumb. Dragon fans, you know what time it is. Get on your feet. Put the Carroll Dragons up. Sponsors for the Dragon Band are HTO, State Farm, Dick McLean, Sewell Auto, Lateral Care, and the Edelway family. And two platinum sponsors are Pronto and Eddie's Cat. The Dragon Band is directed by Ken Johnson, Philip Carroll.
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn-ins. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Hey Dragon Nation, it's Tommy Pennington with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Like you, I'm fired up about supporting my Carroll Dragons each year on and off the field. We want the best for our kids, and that's why we're all Dragons. I'm a longtime Southlake resident that knows the real estate market and knows how to get great results. Like your kids, you deserve the best too. Call us today at 817-416-9000. Check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon family to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Hey Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish. Howdy, Dragon fans.
We start the second half with a touchback. The Massaro kickoff off the foot of Gavin Strange as we begin half number 2 with the Dragons leading 35-14. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton with you on this first Friday night of the season as the Midland offense heads back onto the field trying to get something going, down 3 touchdowns against the Dragons. Got some numbers from the first half from our statistician Scott Farrell tonight. From a team standpoint, Carroll has outgained Midland 304 to 218. The Dragons 173 on the ground, 131 through the air. All 218 yards for the Bulldogs have come on the ground, as Stroman Bridges gets it to Elijah McCoy running up the middle on the first play, close to first down yardage. From an individual standpoint for the Dragons, Angelo Renda, 10 of 12, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He completed his first 7 passes of the night. Leading receiver for the Dragons is Brock Boyd, 4 grabs for 37 yards and 2 scores. On the ground, it's Riley Wormley, 4 carries, 70 yards and a score. Davis Penn, 6 carries for 40 yards, as Bridges being flushed out of the pocket, rolling out to the left. He is somehow able to keep his feet long enough to get first down yardage, and a heck of a scramble by the senior quarterback.
Van Dorsey there in the backfield, and this is a different game for him coming over as a defensive end. He's suitable at getting pressure on the quarterback and using his length. This is a little bit different, but great job of getting in the backfield and causing a little bit of havoc. Got to just wrap up a little bit more and get the quarterback to the ground, but great job, I guess, of pressure by the Dragon defense.
New set of downs for the Bulldogs, and plunging ahead is McCoy for a short gain. McCoy, 13 carries in the first half for 132 yards, averaging over 10 yards a carry. Bridges had 9 carries in the first half for 59 yards.
They're very potent at running attack, Chris. I mean, you can tell this is what they're good at, and they do a very good job of it. Now, they're not out of the clear here for the Dragons. Midland has an opportunity to move the ball down the field, get some points on the board.
Up the middle again to McCoy. Picks up maybe about 4 yards to bring up 3rd and short. This is a team that's been kind of on the rise since Thad Fortune took over 4 years ago. They went 1-8 the year before he got there, 3-8 in 2021, 5-5 in 2022, 9-3 and into the second round of the playoffs last year. So he has them on the right trajectory.
Well, in his background, he's been around a lot of great coaches and a lot of great staffs. So he knows what it is about building culture. The culture he's building at Midland is pretty impressive. He's getting a lot of pride back into Midland High School. And what a lot of people don't know is Midland's the oldest school there in Odessa and Midland. They have a lot of history, and he's really bringing that back.
3rd down, Cutter Lang able to convert for the Bulldogs. Busman with the tackle after a gain of 11 yards. So Lang is kind of the 3rd guy in that option. It's obviously primarily Stroman Bridges and Elijah McCoy, but Cutter Lang, the senior, has been the ball carrier that has touched the ball the most after those two. The first down at the Carroll 42. Right up the middle goes McCoy. Another short gain of 4 yards, and he is getting a ton of touches here tonight. It's carry number 17 for the senior. We're still in the early part of the 3rd quarter.
Well, Coach Fortune said he is the bell cow of the offense, and you're seeing it. Chris, we've seen him get through that second level, and the Dragons have done a little bit better job of slowing him down a little bit, but it's tough. He's a special kind of player.
To 152 yards on the day, has a chance to get to 200 tonight. He picks up a few more there on 2nd down.
Austin Davidge in on the tackle.
Time out on the field for an injured player.
There's a Dragon player that stays down after the end of that play. Just over 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Injury timeout on the field. And coming up quickly is Jake Lucky, walking off under his own power, alongside a couple of members of the Dragon training staff and head coach Riley Dodge. So good to see Lucky now even jogging off the field the rest of the way.
Lucky was a guy last year, one of the super sophomores. You saw some time on the D-line as well. He's just a real stout guy. He's a plugger in the middle. I tell you what, it's a long night for those interior guys on D-line.
In a pretty deep rotation along the defensive line that the Dragons had last year. We'll see over the course of this year how that starts to develop. As it is 3rd and short, just 2 yards to gain for the first down. McCoy gets it, and he has the first down across the 30-yard line.
You see Jackson Oakley in there for Lucky, and Oakley's another guy. He's a different player than Lucky. He brings a little more length to the game. Stout player, does a heck of a job on the pass rush. He's very stout on the run. So he's a guy, Chris, we talk about rotation. We're going to see probably a little bit more throughout the year.
Another first down, 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and now Midland's starting to use the clock a little bit more like you said they would need to do as Bridges bounces it outside and pushed out of bounds. A little bit shy of the yard to gain for the first down, but starting to take a little bit more time in between plays and need some clock.
Yeah, I really thought, for them to be in a closer situation right now in the third quarter, they really needed to try to do that in the first half and slow the pace of the game down just a little bit. But again, that's wishful thinking. That's not always, it's easier said than done. But, last play, that's a picture perfect where you've got to be spot on every play, coming down on the quarterback. If it wasn't just a little bit, you're giving them space to create, and this is what makes a triple option so difficult.
2nd and 4. Give it to McCoy again, right up the middle for another first down. Another first down for the Bulldogs with just over 8 minutes to go in the quarter. See Oakley there alongside Davidge at the defensive tackle spots, in for Lucky at the moment. Bridges looking to throw, floats one up to the end zone and overthrows the intended receiver. That was Aiden Castillo, the senior, the intended target, but that was just the 3rd pass attempt, I believe, that we've seen from Bridges tonight.
Yeah, and you can tell that's not their forte. That was a pretty easy connectable ball. I know Bridges wants that back. They had the Dragons collapsing down the middle. They had a step or 2 steps on the defender. I know they want that back as they watch film tomorrow.
2nd and 10 from the 17. Bridges pitches it outside and into the backfield to slow him down, and then gang tackled by a couple of other Dragons. But the first one there, I believe, for Carroll was Will Lines.
A great job by Will Lines. He's really the guy who controls this play here. You see him read the pitch, and he tacks the run. This is what you have to do. You've got to get downhill on these guys. In great pursuit. You see Van Dorsler there. Van Dorsler's really coming to his own this game. It's a tough situation playing against this run. He's doing an excellent job adapting.
Lyons, a junior, getting some time on varsity this season for the first time. On the linebacking core that includes Mateo Fedor, Marcus Brous, Robbie Ladd. 3rd and very long, 3rd and 10. Bridges keeps it, nowhere to go, wrapped up behind or right at the line of scrimmage and brought down there. And for the Dragons, Lyons and Crawford Taylor leading the charge.
A great job by the Dragons. Again, it's 3rd and long. And this is where you want the Bulldogs at. Great job by Van Dorsler. He eats the running back, gobbles him up. Nowhere to go for Bridges. Excellent job by the Dragon defense. You're seeing hat on the hat, and the pursuit of the Dragons has been tremendous since about midway through the second quarter.
So they will bring Ramos on for a field goal try from 33 yards out of the hold of Anthony Cobb. Snap is down, the kick is up, and Ramos converts the field goal. With 6:10 to go in the third quarter, it is Carroll 35, Midland 17 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
As a Dragon, it's all about protecting the tradition. As a church, it's our mission to make more deeply committed followers of Jesus. This is Todd Renner from White's Chapel in Southlake. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been a part of this community. And though times have changed, our need for the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to worship and grow and serve, our need to shine the light into the darkness hasn't. That's why White's Chapel is a church where tradition meets today.
Midland on the board for the first time in a while. A 33-yard field goal off the foot of Keith Ramos makes it a 35-17 Carroll lead, capping a long drive, the longest of the game. 14 plays, 59 yards in just under 6 minutes. So talk about controlling the ball. Bulldogs did it on the opening possession of the second half, but still trailed by 18 here, with 6:10 to play in the third quarter. Carroll return team starting to creep up just a little bit before this Massero kickoff. Now they back off some. Again, Wormley and Jacquemart back to receive. Short one, fielded by Jacquemart across the 20-yard line. Full head of steam across the 40, 45, 50, and dragged down there. Flag comes in on the play, but Jacquemart is racking up the kick return yards tonight.
You're seeing the explosiveness of Jacquemart, and talked a little bit about it in the pregame, and you can see him progressing throughout the game on these returns. He's going to be a dynamic player on these returns.
There are 2 fouls of both of the return team. Illegal block in the back, number 11 of the return team. That penalty will be declined. Holding number 17 of the return team. That penalty will be accepted. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Southlake.
We'll back the Dragons up just a little bit. Still a big return for Jacquemart. Negated now, ball goes back and spotted at the 32. But kicking it short a couple of times now, he's been able to catch it with a full head of steam moving forward, and that does not seem to be a recipe for success for kick coverage teams.
It's tough, especially just the speed in that back end on the kickoff return team. It's going to be fun to watch all year.
They send Wormley out in motion, hand it off to Penn up the middle, and he is stopped after a gain of a yard. So both running backs in the game for the first time for the Dragons. You see head coach Riley Dodds and new offensive coordinator Victor Gill mixing up some of the formations. Have the 2 backs in there again, Wormley and Penn on either side of Renda. Get it to Wormley this time, outside across the 40, 45, 50. Can he outrun one more defender? He is tripped up across the 30-yard line. That was Julian Williams, the senior, able to stay foot for foot with Wormley and ultimately bring him down, but a big gain for the senior of 40 yards.
It's tough to have you have 2 of those dynamic backs in there. We're going with a little bit of an outside zone here, right off the right tackle. Great job by Tristan Dare in that right side. But what you really see is Wormley's speed on display. When he gets out in the second level, he can break away. He can break away fast.
Blake Gunter in at the H-back position now on the right side of the offensive line. Wormley up over 100 yards for the day. Trips to the left. Renda to throw. Wide open into the end zone. For the touchdown goes Brock Boyd. The hat trick tonight for the junior receiver. And it is 41-17 after the 27-yard reception.
I think Angelo saw this so fast. He wanted to get the ball out so quickly. He had to wait for just a second. But great decision, great read, great protection. And I tell you what, Brock Boyd is having a heck of a game for the first game of the season. 3 touchdowns on the night. That connection is so dynamic, Chris. It is going to be wonderful to see throughout the year.
Tommy Pennington Compass Group extra point is good off the foot of Gavin Strange. And with 4:50 to go in the third quarter, it's Carroll 42, Midland 17 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney Chris Baker on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
Brock Boyd with 3 touchdown receptions tonight, accounting for half of Carroll's 42 points. The Dragons lead at 42-17 over the Midland Bulldogs in the season opener. Cero kickoff coming up off the foot of Gavin Strange. High end over end. This one will not be returnable out the back of the end zone. And Midland will take over again after getting a field goal on its last drive. That was the longest of the game, nearly 6 minutes, but you hold the ball for that long, you really want to get it into the end zone.
You know, the positive is they got some points on the board, but, you know, this bend, don't break defense that we've seen since really the mid through the second quarter of the Dragons has been great. And what I love seeing is you're seeing the defense adapt. You know, they're growing as a unit, and they're doing some good things out there versus a very tough offense, which you want to see as a coach.
So first down for Midland, and again, keeping it with reliable Elijah McCoy running up the middle for a short gain on first down for the Bulldogs.
It's good to see Jake Lucky back in, and you know Jake Lucky's guy. He's a plugger. He's about a 350-pound bench presser. He is a stocky guy, and he's that plugger in the middle. So great seeing him back on the field. He's one of those run stoppers.
On second down, off the right side for the Bulldogs goes McCoy once again, nearing 20 touches on the day as we approach 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, as we are joined now in the booth by Ron Slavin, the president of the Dragon Touchdown Club. Ron, thanks for coming up tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, Ron. It feels like
adjust on the fly last minute. We're fine. Third and short upcoming for Midland.
And Ron, tell us a little bit about the Touchdown Club. We had the big event over the past weekend. Tell us a little bit about how you felt that event go, and let's get a little bit about where you at as a president and what got you involved in the Dragon Touchdown Club.
Well, the event this past weekend, the gala, we had it at the Mercedes-Benz in Grapevine. Turned out great. Made a lot of money for the program, and we're going to keep building it off of that. And then when you're talking about why I got involved, it's actually my grandpa was a high school football coach, and when he passed away in 1999, we had over 1,100 letters from former players and how he changed their life. And I can't do that by being a coach, because I'm not a coach, I'm an NFL agent, but I can do it by helping build this program up and continue to raise funds. And it's just not about the football program, it's about all sports. And our next big project is the weight room at the senior high school, which is outdated and run down a little bit. So that's our big project, and we're starting on that now and continue to raise funds and get us to the finish line over Christmas break, hopefully, when we start construction.
Flags fly on the 2nd and 12 play. That'll be blown dead.
Bridges on the carry. Flags on the play.
Or did they? 4 pieces of laundry on the field, so something's up.
Illegal shift. Offense. Number 21 and number 4 went in motion at the same time and didn't get set. That penalty will be declined. Third down.
Robert, one of the wrinkles of running the triple option that actually hasn't been a factor yet tonight, but getting players to understand when to go in motion.
But you don't see it a lot, especially in the triple option. So any deviation can create a negative situation for the offense, I'll tell you that.
They have to throw on 3rd and long. The first completed pass of the night for Bridges. It's going to be awfully close to the first down marker. They're going to say it was just short. Aiden Castillo forced out of bounds by Luke Bussman. It will be 4th and short for the Bulldogs.
So, Ron, let's talk a little bit about the Touchdown Club. You know, ultimately, it is a capital funding group that helps fund different projects that, you know, we try to help with the shortfall within the district and funding. What are some of the things that the Touchdown Club has already funded that are benefiting the district, and why it's so important?
First of all, we're a 501c3, so we're a tax deduction. So when people are giving, they're actually getting their tax deduction. So they give, they get back. We've already redone both weight rooms at the middle school, which is huge. They were very outdated. The run through here tonight, the lights at the indoor at the senior high school, the training room at the senior high school. Everything that we're doing is to continue to help build this program up, because unfortunately with the Robin Hood tax laws, $38 million was given back to the state this year, and we're not going to ever be able to get that money and make that money up. So as long as we can keep getting donations, getting people to join, love to get more alumni involved. The tradition here, this program is huge, and bringing people back, getting them involved. Kids that have played in the program now have other kids coming up. People move back to this community because it's a great community to raise your kids in, to play in sports. So get everybody involved, and like I said, all sports need to be involved because we're touching all sports.
Well, Elijah McCoy picks up the 4th and short for Midland, and Cutter Lang on the first down play gets close to the first down marker. It's going to be 2nd and short. It was Giovanni Allen, the center, by the way, that walked off gingerly, and it looks like Joaquin Vasquez, the right tackle, slides over to play center now for the Bulldogs.
Well, and I'll tell you what, you know, even though it is the Dragon Touchdown Club, this really benefits almost all the sports within Carroll, if I'm not mistaken. I know recently we hired on Coach Castleberry as a strength coach, and talk a little about his impact on the program.
And Coach Castleberry's been awesome. He's so involved. He's involved with, like I said, all sports. Our whole approach with this new weight room is we're going to have big screens at all the different racks, and we can have multiple sports working out there at once. We can have different workouts happening. And the biggest difference that he has made is the injuries, and we've had less injuries in all sports across the board. Major knee injuries have been completely eliminated, knock on wood. But his programs and building these kids up, and I think the team aspect of it all, working out together, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, girls softball, girls basketball, girls volleyball, when they're in the weight room together and Castleberry's building them up, the camaraderie that they build there translates onto the field and onto the courts.
Bridges takes it around the right end, and it's going to be just short of the first down again, but Midland has been putting themselves in a lot of 2nd and short opportunities here as the third quarter starts to come to an end with just over 30 seconds to go. The Bulldogs will get at least one more playoff here with 36 seconds to go.
And finishing up, Ron, you know, talk a little bit, you know, these are all privately funded donations. And so if I am a Southlake citizen and I feel obliged and I want to get out and help and make a difference, this is a great opportunity. How do they get involved and how do they help?
Well, we're on social media now. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and then obviously you can get a hold of us on our website. You can donate.
Play game, defense, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
You can donate on the website.
Correction, that 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
The ref didn't want me to get that in. You can you can donate on the website. You can reach out to anybody on the board, and it's very easy to make the donation online now. And we're getting a donor wall, and we're doing some marketing on the weight room windows. All of that is going to be launched on the website, and people will be able to go on there and check it out.
Well, that's great, Ron, and I tell you what, it is great to see not only someone coming up and getting the community involved in helping out for the benefit of the future, but you also have 2 young Dragons, so you're also a dad and a parent and a resident. I can't thank you enough for being here tonight, and hopefully throughout the year we bring you back on.
I appreciate it. You guys are doing a great job. I'll tell you what, your give back to the community by taking this thing over and and helping us keep funds in Southlake too has been huge, and I appreciate the work you guys do. You work your tails off. You do a really good job, and I like listening to you guys during the games. You know, I'm here at the game, but I'm still listening, and your play-by-play has been great. I'll leave you with this. It's dragontdc.org. Dragon, T as in Tom, D as in Dragon, C as in
is
cat.
your home for the best selection of Dragon fan
out.
gear in town. We offer.
That's the end of the third quarter. Timeout.
Check us out online, dragontdc.org. Appreciate you guys.
Ron Slavin joining us here during the third quarter, president of the Dragon Touchdown Club, and Robert will talk about that sack by Austin Busman to end the third quarter. Got Stroman Bridges from the blind side to close out the frame. So we head to the fourth quarter now. The score: Carroll 42, Midland 17 on the Dragon Sports Network.
The Dragon Den is your home for the best selection of Dragon fan gear in town. We offer many styles and sizes, and we're your Dragon hat headquarters. 100% of your purchase supports our student athletes in UIL sports grades 7 through 12. We're open weekly during all home football games and most Tuesdays and Fridays 11 to 2. We're everything Dragon. Interested in volunteering with us? We need adult and high school volunteers to work during hours we are open. That's the Dragon Den at Dragon Stadium. Go Dragons!
Dr. Angela Bowers would like to invite you to visit Southlake Dermatology, which serves patients throughout the Metroplex in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. We recommend always using a zinc oxide sunscreen, such as Elta MD, and utilizing HelioCare, which is a sun protective pill. We have seen the incidence of skin cancers on the rise, including melanoma, which is the most harmful type. With yearly skin checks, we will be able to find skin cancer much earlier. Read about skin cancer and sunscreen options online at southlakedermatology.com.
Longest third down of the game for the Bulldogs. Bridges throws it over the middle, and it is hauled in. Second completed pass of the day for Midland, and it's Cutter Lang on the receiving end from Stroman Bridges. So here in the second half, a couple of completions for the Bulldogs.
Well, you don't see it a lot. I still think we're hovering below that 10 pass ratio for the night. But I tell you what, big play after coming off a thunderous sack, heading into the fourth quarter. And I tell you what, big play. Let's move the change. They've got to get in the end zone to even have an opportunity here in the fourth.
So 11 and a half minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Dragons lead at 42-17. They hand it to McCoy running up the middle, trying to spin out of some tackles, and is stopped shy of the 5-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry.
Down the 7-yard line. Tackle made by Mateo Fedor. Second down.
Chris, I'm just looking at number 73 here. He might be one of the biggest human beings I've seen at the high school level. If I had my John Madden pen, I'd be circling him and circling him and circling him right now. Get behind. How do you not get 5 yards of play behind Big Prime?
Pulaleiti Primus, I believe, is the pronunciation. Give it to McCoy again. Trying to run back behind center and has stood up at the line of scrimmage. Bunch of Dragons there at the bottom of the pile. Zach Hayes there for Carroll.
That's when Carroll's so successful. You have Jake Lucky, you have Davidge, and you have Zach Hayes all putting a hat on a hat. And that's what this Dragon defense has to do. They have to swarm, and they're doing a good job. Just got to bending, just can't break.
Timeout. Midland. It's our first charge timeout of the second half.
So Midland will take its first time out here of the half, and we will step aside with them with 10:15 to go in the fourth quarter. It's Carroll 42, Midland 17 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey Dragon Nation, it's Tommy Pennington with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Like you, I'm fired up about supporting my Carroll Dragons each year on and off the field. We want the best for our kids, and that's why we're all Dragons. I'm a longtime Southlake resident that knows the real estate market and knows how to get great results. Like your kids, you deserve the best too. Call us today, 817-416-9000. Check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon family to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
So 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs inside the Dragon 10-yard line. Elijah McCoy, 29 carries, 194 yards and a touchdown tonight. Certainly a workhorse for this Bulldogs team as they try to convert here against the Dragons. And there are a few inches, it appears, for them to be able to pick up a first down without scoring, but it would be tough. Bridges trips up in the backfield, looking to throw, flushed out to the right, across the 10, 5, and hit hard at the 4-yard line. Coming up to make the big hit for the Dragons.
Marcus Browse, unbelievable hit. You know, he stumbles out of the gate here. And I'm telling you, Bridges is such an athlete. He can get to the end zone, and he's a big guy. Watch Browse come in and laying a shot on Bridges. Incredible stop in the open field. Great job by the Dragon defense.
It's going to be 4th and about a yard, maybe 2, for Midland here with the ball at the 3. To McCoy, trying to get up the middle, and he is into the end zone. One of the officials signaled touchdown. And he's in. McCoy in for the touchdown, his 2nd of the night. And that makes it 42-23 Carroll.
Chris, you get behind Big 73, and I can even run in the end zone and make a touchdown with my speed. So great job by McCoy. You know, just a workhorse. He's the anchor of that offense.
Your UTEP Miners look like they're getting a good one.
Dig them. I think you've mentioned UTEP more than me tonight, so congrats. You're officially a Miner.
Just trying to get in your good graces as we start this season off here. The extra point is good for the Bulldogs, and with 9:22 to go in the 4th, it's Carroll 42, Midland 24 on the Dragon Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy, with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified Trane dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
Talk about eating some clock. Midland, a 7.5-minute drive. They got the ball with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the 3rd. They go 75 yards in 17 plays, ends in the touchdown, make it 42-24. That follows a drive that was nearly 6 minutes long as the Macero kickoff goes out of the back of the end zone. The Dragons had everybody up, and it will be a touchback for the Dragons to get started here, leading 42-24. And now we welcome in to the broadcast the president of the Carroll Athletic Booster Club, Mitch Stacy. Mitch, thanks for coming up tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Got to unmute you real quick. It's my fault.
Well, Mitch, now that we have you up here, I grew up with Mitch and we graduated together, and no stories about me from middle school or high school, Mitch. Let's leave this clean.
Let's go. How about only stories about Robert from high school?
Let's not do that. They're awkward and sweaty. So
I'm not sure we have enough time.
The Dragon first team offense still out there in the 4th quarter. Renda hands off to Riley Wormley on first down. He goes up the middle for a gain of about 5.
Well, good, Mitch. You know, talk about being the president of CABC. Tell the audience a little bit about CABC and what it's designed to do and why it's important to the athletic community.
Yeah, thank you. The Carroll Athletic Booster Club is charged each season, each year, with funding the gap of the difference that the athletic department needs and the programs need versus what the district has a budget for.
Well, good. And talk about how, when we look at people in the community, especially, parents, how do they get involved with the Booster Club? And is there a certain, they go to the website, or who do they contact? How does that work? And, what do you need from them?
That's a great question. So every season at the start, we have parent meetings with the coaches at the start of the season, and a big portion of our revenue comes in from our memberships. So when you sign up and the parents sign up their child, and they're paying $75 fee for the membership, that money's going to the program that their kid is playing in.
Sure, absolutely. When we talk about the CABC, and we'll let a play go here, right out to Caden Mackey here. And Chris, that's what we talk about. You saw the short flip, the short pass there from Renda to Mackey. And if you see Mackey get straight north on that, and I tell you what, he's a heck of a player, and what a great athlete. So great connection on Renda and Mackey there.
Each time we've seen Mackey get the ball really tonight, it's been on a short pass, just want to get it to him in a place where he can make something happen, and they go right back to him on another first down. This time he's tied up and forced out of bounds after a gain of a couple.
And Mitch, let's talk a little bit about the CABC. What are some of the types of things that the CABC pays for the teams and the athletes? What are they responsible for?
Well, we can be talking anything from an end zone camera for the football games to wrestling mats for the wrestling team.
Sure.
It can be flashing lights for the cross country team when they're running in 5:30 in the morning.
Yep.
It would be fun in volleyballs. We were helping with football uniforms. And if you've noticed, I haven't said anything yet that isn't necessary for what the sports need.
Right.
We're funding needs right now.
Right. So you're need-based, and there's a lot of capital projects that happen, but also in terms of needs of each sport, I know each team usually has a wish list of some kind, and talk a little bit about that and how y'all try to fulfill that.
So it used to be called a wish list, like you said, and we had to change that name to Fun List.
Okay.
Because we're funding needs now and not just wishes. So when the coaches and their program work with the athletic department and the athletic director, they set a budget for the year, and based on what they're needing to replace or purchase, and once the athletic department and the AD decide what their budget allows them to fund, then that's when we get our budget. That's when we get the list of items that are needed for us to go and raise the money for.
Riley Wormley picks up 12 on the first third down that Carroll faced all night, setting up a first down inside the red zone for the Dragons. Give it to Penn. Up the middle inside the 10-yard line for the junior. Carroll knocking on the door once again.
It's a great job by Penn getting behind on the inside zone, right between right guard and center. And that's where you'll see a lot of Penn's runs. And I tell you what, he's so dynamic. Once you get him, he makes that cut, he makes that decision.
On second down, they've got Bobrovsky lined up in the backfield as the H-back. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Renda to Penn again. Churning the legs forward, tackled just shy of the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up just the second third down that the Dragons have faced. This one's going to be 3rd and inches.
And Mitch, just talk a little bit about, if you're out there and you want to get involved, what's the easiest way to get involved with the CABC?
Dragon Sports Network website is the home for all of it, and our CBC has a link there on the site, drop-down page, has all the contacts there, and from our membership to mine and everyone else there. So and sponsorships. So we've got an array of opportunities. Everything is volunteer. We've got an amazing team of folks that volunteer their time and trying to make sure that our athletes, our programs, our coaches have what they need to go out and perform and protect the tradition each and every week with what is expected out of this program. And I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that the people that have worked and served and volunteered through the Booster Club for the years, we're standing on their shoulders. They built a foundation that this program runs on, and they've funded thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment for our programs, and all, as a volunteer. And so to be a part of that and continue working through that is an honor.
Well, I remember growing up here in the mid '90s, Mitch, and you had the individuals like the Stricklands, and you were part of the club, and the volunteer, and that's the aspect of all of this, is that it's really selfless. It is a volunteer position in the hope to make a greater good and make an impact. And it's not always the easiest. It's not always the prettiest, but that's the life, and that's what you have to do to help fuel these kids' dreams, and that's what it's all about. It's all about the kids at the end of the day.
100%. We just are out there trying to fund the gap on everything that is needed so that our kids can go out there and protect the tradition, like I said, but be excellent at what they're doing. And we're trying to just help our coaches just go coach and get them out of having to do other things.
Absolutely.
You and I both did those things as players and stuff, and that's not fun.
Yep.
Davis Penn getting into the end zone for the Dragons, making it 48-24, 12 rushes, 56 yards for the junior. Gives the Dragons doubling up Midland now here late in the fourth.
Well, perfect. Well, Mitch, we thank you for stopping by tonight. Thank you for, not only what you do, but, the Stacy family has been a cornerstone of Southlake for such a long time. And, I think from the bottom of my heart as a friend, thank you for the volunteer. Thank you for the selfless acts. And thank you for, what you contribute to the community and also the CABC, and keep doing what you're doing. It is wonderful for the kids. Thank you.
Robert, Chris, thank you so much. And I would like to thank, White's Chapel Church and Pastor John McKellar as our title sponsor of the broadcast. That is a CABC sponsorship, and as are all the sponsorships on the broadcast. And I just want to thank him again. Pastor McKellar, thank you for your second season here and your title sponsor. We couldn't do it without you.
Perfect. Thank you, Mitch.
You bet. Thank you, guys.
Mitch Stacy, the president of the Carroll Athletic Booster Club, joining us here in the fourth quarter after the point-after attempt was blocked by the Midland Bulldogs. Carroll leading at 48-24 with 4:21 to go in the fourth quarter on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
48-24 the score with 4:21 to go in the fourth quarter. The Massaro kickoff goes out of bounds for the Dragons. So that'll be a penalty against Carroll. Gavin Strange, really first miscue of the night in the kicking game. It's been 44 solid minutes for him in his debut as the Dragons kicker. But
kick out of bounds on number 25 of the kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. First down, Midland.
So Midland will take over at the 30. Carroll looks to be well on its way to a 1-0 start, leading 48-24 here late in the fourth quarter. Dragons haven't really talked a ton about this tonight or at all, really, but just two non-district games this year. The non-district season ends next week, and then it's right into district play for the Dragons as the backup running back Steven Garcia gets the carry there on first down. A game against Hebron next week on the road, and then back home against Byron Nelson in 2 weeks from tonight. That was the lone regular season defeat for Carroll a year ago.
And you talk about the schedule, Chris, and I tell you what, it is tough. You're going to have Hebron, then you're going to have Byron Nelson, then you have Trinity. This is a Carroll team that's usually, used to having some type of bye week in the season. They're not going to have one this year.
Pitch almost fumbled away by the Bulldogs, but Jordan McGowan able to wrangle it. Will Lyons on the stop. Another look at the pitch here. Able to bring it in. The Hebron team tonight that is taking on Dallas Jesuit, leading it 28-21 after 3 quarters. That was a road game for the Hawks there in North Dallas.
And Chris, we had some info come in. We had the Lady Dragon volleyball team led by Coach Leslie Jackson. They had 2 games today, a doubleheader. They won both. They won against Reedy and McKinney Boyd. They'll be taking on Boswell tomorrow at 11 a.m. And that's a Dragon team that's right at about 13-6. It's a team that's coming together. They're gelling, right in the stride of the season. They actually pulled off a big win against Prestonwood, who was ranked number 20 in the country. So a lot of talent in that squad, and congratulations, ladies. Great job, Mike.
Well, 4th down upcoming for the Bulldogs, and they're going to go for it here with under 3 minutes to go. They've actually converted 2 of the 3 times they've tried on 4th down. At the middle, Garcia converts, and big hole across midfield. He is going to be brought down from behind as he crosses the 40-yard line. In pursuit for the Dragons is number 20 for Carroll, Jacob Montez. 27-yard gain for Garcia, though.
Chris, that might be one of the biggest gains from scrimmage they've had all night, possibly. Great job by Garcia, getting out there and getting into the second level. And I'll tell you what, they do a great job and very disciplined team.
Scott Farrell looking through his numbers to see if it's the longest. It is the second longest play from scrimmage that the Bulldogs have put together.
Enough.
There you go.
Not the best memory, Chris, but I try.
No, next week. It's week 1.
There's always next week. There's always room for improvement, and I'll do my best.
2nd down with 90 seconds to play here tonight. The longest play was McCoy's 40-yard touchdown run for the Bulldogs. Dragons have this one in hand, but we became accustomed to a year ago as they pushed back Wyatt King, a junior running back, seeing a lot of the second team get an opportunity. But tonight the game was close enough for long enough that head coach Riley Dodge left the starters in there a little bit longer.
Well, and also that they need it. This is also, not only a week 1 opponent, but conditioning-wise, physicality. The next few weeks are going to be a tough test for the Dragons. And, this is part of getting that physical. It's a great game to start out getting physical and getting the guys conditioned. And I think they'll learn a lot from tonight. But ultimately, they did a great job just having adjustments.
Pitch outside goes to Cobb. They will move the chains on that one, a 1st down, and Midland may snap the ball one more time. That will about do it after the 7-yard gain. Bulldogs, meanwhile, will go the other way next week. They go to El Paso, 5 hours the opposite direction to take on Pebble Hills. The heavy road schedule for this Midland team to start the year as they give it to Garcia going up the middle again, and he is stopped. That will end the ball game. And the Dragons, a season opening 48-24 win over Midland, and Carroll Roberts starts 1-0.
And this is, I think what the Dragons expected. They expected to be tested, and they were tested early, Chris, and they responded. And I think it's a great game for this young group to grow. But I love the response. It was a heavyweight battle there in the first quarter and a half where they were trading blows and people were getting thrown on the ropes, and they responded well.
Big takeaway, maybe the defensive adjustment that came early in the first half after 2 or 3 drives by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I think it's tough. I think it's tough whenever you're playing against this type of offense that's a snap decision, and it can go multiple ways. And so discipline, really takes an effect. And if you're not used to it a lot, which you're not going to see this all the time, it's difficult. But, to be able to make that adjustment in a quarter or a half on the first game of the season is pretty good, Chris. I was impressed with that.
And you see a lot of more pass-heavy offenses, or at least 50-50 offenses now. But Carroll will face another run test in a few weeks against Trinity. But, of course, talk about Hebron and Byron Nelson coming up first. A tough early part of the season for the Dragons for sure. But they come away with a win tonight, 48-24 over the Midland Bulldogs. Come back and wrap this one up after this on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons!
Hey Dragon fans, it's Tommy Pennington here with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Do you think you need to do improvements to sell your home? Start planning today. Inquire about our Compass Concierge program. It's the hottest program in real estate where our broker will pay for the improvements at zero cost to you. Call us today at 817-416-9000 or check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon fans to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HearstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
The alma mater being performed by the Dragon Band here after a 48-24 Carroll win over Midland. Opened the season, and we talked a lot about the defensive adjustments throughout the game, but it was also the debut of Angelo Renda as the starting quarterback. He did start a game a year ago due to injury, but the keys to the offense are his this year, and aside from one interception, an impressive debut for Renda under center.
I think we can all see, what Renda has in his back pocket and how special of a player he can be, and he's going to develop into. He provides a different dimension to this offense. Maybe he hasn't seen for a few years that, his last resort is to get done with his legs, but he can do it, and he can do it at a high level. And there's a lot of things we saw tonight, Chris. We saw, 2 sophomore tackles emerge and play pretty well tonight. They did a great job, and it's key for that offensive line. So young, you have 4 brand new starters, only 1 senior on that group, and I tell you what, it was good to see, and that's only going to grow as the weeks come.
Well, we had very little offensive line talk from you throughout the course of the game tonight. Big upset.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was so exciting, and they didn't have the ball much. I tell you what, it felt like it was Renda to Boyd, and as we see on the screen, we see the Wilson brothers. What a special night. They got to line up against each other, or next to each other. They have a nickname, Chris, the blind side. They protect the blind side, and I see that, and it touches my heart a little bit because I had an opportunity to play with my brother when he played center and I played guard, and it's really a special moment. That's something tonight those two will never forget the rest of their life.
They'll get to do it for the whole season here in 2024. And you also mentioned a couple of times about new wrinkles that new offensive coordinator Victor Gill was implementing with the way he set up design quarterback runs for Renda, but we also saw him find creative ways to get the ball to guys that it looks like they want to get the ball to in Luke Jacquemart and Caden Mackey.
Yeah, you saw Caden Mackey, you saw Luke Jacquemart, you saw Blake Gunner, you saw Knowles, you saw the array of what kind of we talked about in the pregame, it come to fruition. And then you saw a little bit of the wrinkles, some of the gap stuff he does, which is making some counter plays and doing little wrinkles that get him off of that beaten path of the inside zone and outside zone production. It was great to see, and I tell you what, I was impressed with the play calling today.
Well, like you said, you always say when we talk to broadcasters from other teams or anyone from other teams that Carroll has the reputation as a spread pass-heavy offense, but it's usually 50-50, and tonight it was a lot more than 50-50 on the ground, and we'll see if that continues to be a trend as the season progresses. So final score once again, Carroll 48, Midland 24. When we come back, we'll run through the final stats and look ahead to next week on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
Carroll starts the season 1-0 with a 48-24 win over Midland. Tonight's game has been presented by White's Chapel Methodist Church. We thank them for being our title sponsor for the second consecutive season. Chris Blake, Robert Clayton back with you at Dragon Stadium. And now we run through Scott Farrell's final stats this evening. And the Carroll defense, as Robert said a couple of times, bent but didn't break. They give up 396 yards on the ground. However, hold Midland to just 24 points. Meanwhile, the Dragons gained 447 yards, score 7 touchdowns. Mentioned that it was much more than a 50-50 split. 259 of those yards came on the ground, 188 through the air for the Bulldogs, 367 rushing yards, just 29 passing yards. All of those passing yards came in the second half for the Bulldogs. Midland actually had more first downs than Carroll did, 22-19, but that's because the Bulldogs' first down plays were in smaller increments. The Carroll Dragons had a lot more big chunks that they picked up for their first downs. Midland 5 of 12 on third down, Carroll 2 of 2. Bulldogs even went 3 of 4 on fourth down. The Dragons did not face a fourth down all night. When it comes to penalties, both teams flagged 3 times. The Bulldogs for 28 yards, the Dragons for 20. And from an individual standpoint, the quarterbacks tonight, Angelo Renda for the Dragons, 14 of 16, 188 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He also ran 4 times for 47 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also on the ground for the Dragons tonight, Riley Wormley led the way yardage-wise, 7 carries, 127 yards, and a score. Davis Penn led the Dragons in touches on the ground, 12 for 56 yards with a touchdown. Brock Boyd also had 1 carry for 6 yards, and Luke Jacquemart had 1 for 23. In the passing game tonight, a huge night for Brock Boyd. Junior receiver, 5 grabs, 64 yards, and 3 touchdowns to lead the Dragon offense tonight. So all 3 Renda passing touchdowns went to his classmate, the junior. Also with 3 catches tonight, Caden Mackey for 32 yards, 2 grabs for Riley Wormley for 19 yards, and 1 catch each for Blake Gunter, Brody Knowles, and Davis Penn. For Midland tonight, Stroman Bridges, the quarterback, 2 of 5 for 29 yards. He also ran 16 times for 76 yards and a touchdown. But the bell cow tonight for the Bulldogs, Elijah McCoy, 30 carries for 197 yards, comes just shy of 200, and 2 touchdowns. And Cutter Lang, the senior slot receiver, 5 carries for 35 yards. 2 passes completed by Bridges were caught by Aiden Castillo and Lang for the Bulldogs. So that's a look at Scott's stats tonight. And that'll about do it for us here from Dragon Stadium. Next week, we go to Carrollton. The Dragons take on the Hebron Hawks on the road. Hebron taking on Jesuit tonight. At last check, that was a 38-28 Hebron lead. Still in the third quarter, according to the Dallas Morning News website, but it's a Hebron team in a tough District 5-6A that includes Denton Geyer, Coppell, Louisville, Marcus. So a difficult district that the Hawks are in, and Carroll will help give them a tune-up for that. Head coach is John Tolles. Team was 4-5 last year, 3-4 in district play. And we'll see a name that's going to be familiar to a lot of DFW football fans next week. The quarterback for the Hawks is Patrick Creighton Jr., and he is the son of former Cowboys receiver Patrick Creighton. So that is our matchup next week. The Dragons head to Hebron in week 2, looking to go to 2-0 on the season. So once again, the final score tonight from Dragon Stadium, Carroll 48 and Midland 24. For Director Tim Polster, producer Bill Webb, our statistician Scott Farrell, and for Robert Clayton, Chris Blake saying goodnight. Carroll's 1-0 to start the year. We'll talk to you next week on the Dragon Sports Network.
This week's Dragon football broadcast has been brought to you by White's Chapel United Methodist Church, Feed Store Barbecue, Kim Bedwell, Briggs Freeman Sotheby, Godwin Bowman PC, The Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, Tommy Pennington Realty Group, Macero, All-Star Orthopedics, Clayton and Clayton Real Estate, Hearst Autoplex, Southlake Dermatology, CLC Roofing, Patriot Mobile, AC Pros, and Mills Wealth Advisors. Thanks for joining us, and go Dragons!